Hello, everybody, and welcome to another presentation of the ECL Elite League right here, NHL Gamer, of course. We are due for another very interesting day, first and foremost. So you're joined here, as always, by my broadcast partner, Sin. Sin, how are you this fine evening, morning for you, of course. It's another early start, but hey, where else would we rather be?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic, of course. Good to get back in the booth with you, doing some Sixes coverage from the ECL.
Absolutely. We have an interesting setup for you here this afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you may be. And again, we thank you very much for joining us. Normally, when we cover a series, there's one featured team for the day. Today, that is not the case. We have, 4 different teams here to cover for you. Here today with this broadcast. First and foremost, though, Gotham Knights, the 8th ranked team right now in ECL Elite, going up against Vesa Pompa HC, one of the new boys and struggling thus far. We'll get to them in a little bit. Of course, the second series that we'll be following afterwards, though, it's, as they say, a biggie. SJ Gaming and HAVU Gaming going head-to-head for the very first time in ECL Elite, and that is going to be a very interesting matchup to cover. However, again, before that, Gotham Knights and Vesa Pompa HC. Now, Sam, we do have a lot to get to when talking about these two lineups here. But overall, what stands out for you here? Again, a battle between the 8th rated team and the 16th rated team. Vesa Pompa, newly promoted, not exactly looking for the start that they would have wanted.
Yeah, I think it's a couple teams that still are trying to prove themselves here in the Elite League. I mean, Vesa Pompa, kind of the new kids on the block, as you pointed out, not getting off to the start that they wanted. Gotham Knights, on the other hand, doing okay. They're within striking distance, but I think both teams feel like they could show a lot more here, and they're definitely going to want to pick up the points in this matchup.
Absolutely. Again, a newly promoted team in Vesa Pompa HC. However, despite the difference in the rating or the rankings right now, again, Gotham Knights 4-4 on the year with 8 points. Vesa Pompa just 1 for 5 thus far. Despite the difference in the standings right now, both teams do have similar styles and do have similar issues, we'll say. And mainly, I would say that comes down, to just the goal scoring, the defense, although there are some other issues, of course, that we'll continue to get into as we talk about these teams and what they need to look to do to walk away with a victory or two here today. Let's get to the individual breakdowns, though. So I want to start off with the center matchup. Importance, as always. But I think, interestingly enough, again, the normal issues that you normally say, like, okay, face-offs, the points. We've seen it before, time and time again. Centers drive the play on the most successful teams in this league. So what does Misty have to do? What does GOALIE have to do to help lead their team to victory today?
Misty's going to have to do a lot better in the face-off circle than he's done so far. He's only 40% in the dot, whereas GOALIE, I mean, he's got 56.4. So if he can kind of get the possession for his team, Vesa Pompa can sort of be able to, control the pace of play and at least have that sort of advantage. So Misty's definitely going to have to try to step up in that regard between these two. But other than that, look for both of them to keep helping out in defense. Both these teams, they're okay on defense, but mainly it comes to goaltending. So I'd like to see the centers maybe get a bit more aggressive in the offensive zone.
Absolutely, GOALIE, a new addition this season from the former Butterfly Effect, fitting in relatively well with the team thus far in terms of doing his job. And obviously, again, Vesa Pompa haven't exactly gotten off to the start that they would have wanted. Looking over to the winger matchup as well, perhaps, again, it's tough to say, like, oh, center, where games are won and lost. Wingers, where the games are won and lost. But ultimately, again, you expect the highest scoring wingers. And thus far, I mean, you do have Ekin over a point per game thus far. Handy as well. Very intrigued to see what he's going to be able to do here, leading his team in points with 9 points in 8 games thus far. Sin, what stands out for you here? Who's the main person to watch out for?
I think you got to look to Ekin and Handy to kind of get their teams going offensively. We alluded to the fact before that neither of these teams can quite get going. On the flip side, though, and Nampis and Mikasi, I mean, they've also got to start stepping up. Usually at this point, we're seeing guys 2 points per game, even 3 points per game on the wings. Those are your guys that you look for to score. And these two teams, they don't necessarily have that yet. So they got to look for some kind of a breakthrough, maybe a switch in style, switch in build, something out of their comfort zone perhaps, but just some way to generate more offense here.
Absolutely. And as we'll get a look at the defensive matchup next, so often we see, the play driving defenseman really kind of leading the way for these teams. Again, that's what you want to look for. Again, we talk about the top teams in the league. They have that dominant two-way center, the wingers who can take over a game, and defensemen that can shut things down or absolutely lead the rush, lead the breakout, and generate that offense themselves. We don't have, we'll say, the most dominant offensive defenseman, with the exception of Samza on that right-hand side. 8 games played, 6 points in.
Yeah, and that's very good for his team. On a team that doesn't score much, especially on the backhand, to have that point total is very good. But point totals aside, each of these teams has a clear guy who likes to drive the play. On the side of Vesa Pompa, Antonio is a huge spark on the rush for his team. He is always kind of jetting down that left wing side. Does have the tendency sometimes to overextend, but his partner Leimonen usually is able to back him up. And on the flip side, it seems like almost the same deal. We haven't had too close of a look at Gotham Knights yet, but Samza, the scorer, looks like Mite kind of on the back end kind of shutting it down a bit more. So it's a very, very similar styles between these two defensive core, and I just think it's going to come down to who can do that better.
Thing that stands out to me, Sam's at 96 registered giveaways in just 8 games played. How much of that is due to struggles on the breakout? How much of that is perhaps due to the dump and chase strategy or just trying to work it down low? I'll be intrigued to see how that plays out. We move ahead. Easy for me to say, to the goaltender matchup. Now, interestingly enough here, Sin, we have one of the top goaltenders in the league, arguably the top goaltender in the league thus far, with Jomb, against Disco Cricken making his season debut.
Yeah, that's very interesting. We always kind of have to point out the guy coming in, as either a late sub or, making his debut. And usually these guys are able to step up, in a big way. The normal goaltender for Vesa Pompa, Thunborg, getting the day off today. They're going with Cricken here. And, it'll be interesting. It's hard to say, but, on the other side, Joel, the save percentage is massive. 89% is kind of unheard of in EASHL, and he is averaging 13.25 shots against per game, which is it's hard to maintain that sort of average, especially if you're facing some of those high quality opportunities. But this could be a day where he can completely take over, because Vesa Pompa already struggling to score. They're gonna have to find a big way to beat Joan back there.
Top save percentage in the league at this point. Again, as you mentioned, anything over an 80. Spectacular numbers. If you're approaching a 90, that is nearly unheard of. So a fantastic job from him thus far this season. And you talked about it in terms like Vesa Pompa and what they have to do. That brings us to the keys for the game in just a moment as you get a look at the team matchup thus far. And again, you see the difference in offense right now. And as we talked about, Vesa Pompa, you need to step up offensively. But how do you do so against a goaltender that struggles? Which should bring us to the keys to the game. And there is a number, of course, that stands out amongst that team matchup. There you go with Vesa Pompa. The 3 keys in that we have identified this afternoon. First and foremost, pucks on net. Not really surprising.
Yeah, you have to test Jom. They're only averaging right now just over 8 shots per game. That's just not enough. Sometimes you can get that in a period, and the fact that that's their average, through games, they've really got to start shooting the puck here.
Absolutely. Second key point, the power play priority. 0 for 12 on the season thus far. The only team to have not scored a power play goal this season. Obviously, that needs to change. Part of the reason as to why they are tied for 15th out of 16 teams in terms of goals for. So we'll see if they're able to turn that around. And as we talked about, Cricken off the campaign, we have Disco Cricken making his debut over Thunborg. What are we going to see from him? Sin, his numbers from last year, relatively decent?
Yeah, it's it's hard to say. I mean, he came in as the backup. There's not a large sample size here, so still has a lot to prove. And last season, Vesa Pompa was in the pro division, so it's a pretty big step up and not facing any elite competition yet. I'm excited to see how he's going to do. A little apprehensive for him. It can be tough, but Gotham Knights are going up against a team similarly to them with some offensive struggles, so this could be a good game for him to settle into the new competition.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, they were in pro last year. 2 games for Disco Kraken, 11 shots, but 2 shutouts. But of course, it's a whole different level. As good as the teams in our second tier in the pro division are, Elite is at a whole nother level, as Vesa Pompa has found out this season. Moving over to the keys to success for the Gotham Knights, and it is pretty straightforward. Defense first, and they have the 3rd best goals against average in the league, despite only being 8th in the standings. And again, that kind of goes along with our second point, which is the brick wall. And that is, again, Jom's fantastic start to the season.
Yeah, and they're going to need him to continue that. Maybe he doesn't have to stand on his head so much as he has against perhaps some of the other teams here, but still, you cannot underestimate any opponent. If Vesa Pompa is going to be hungry for a win, if they start putting those pucks on net, he's going to have to be good back there. There's only so much you can do as a goaltender when you start facing those kind of high-quality chances, so definitely he's going to have to be good early and be good often.
Absolutely. And the third point, of course, physical edge. Gotham Knights 6th in hits thus far this season compared to Vesa Pompa in 12th. It might be tough to make the most of that physical edge, but I would expect to see a very aggressive forecheck from them, knowing that Vesa Pompa have been unable to take advantage of their power play, maybe risk a little bit more in terms of penalties, although one could argue, how much of the puck is Vesa Pompa going to have in this game? I think that's going to be the key as to whether or not the physical edge does, in fact, go to the Knights. So a quick look at the standings here as we are just about ready to go. Again, with this first matchup of the day, Gotham Knights and Vesa Pompa HC. Again, immediately after this, we'll have coverage of the matchup between 1 and 3 in the standings. It's HAVU Gaming and SJ Gaming going head-to-head for the very first time in our featured matchup of this broadcast. But again, you look at it, a matchup between the 8th seed and the 16th seed. In theory, it's a little bit of a rough go for them, but I am intrigued to see how this ultimately plays out. Is there anything else that stands out to you, Sim, when we look at the standings so far this season?
No, I just see, there's kind of I see a tiered system. You got the top teams, you kind of got the bubble teams, then you got the teams that are on the bottom half of things. And right now, Vesa Pompa, unfortunately for them, are on that. But on the bright side is, it almost seems like there's nowhere to go but up, but you don't want to keep stagnating here at the bottom of the standings and then risk going back to pro division. You just fought your way into this division. You do not want to end up being that last place team. You want to improve and keep moving on up.
Absolutely. Sid, we are just about ready to go. Excited to see how this is going to play out, of course, as we see, as you mentioned, if Vesa Pompa are able to kind of really get their season going. It's slipped away from them thus far, but a win or two here could exactly, just be exactly what the doctor ordered to get theirs, to get things back under control and really get things going. So, as always, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Vesa Pompa, are they going to be able to battle back here, or is this going to end up kind of continuing to be the case in a season to forget?
It's going to be tough. I mean, I think the best that they can hope for here is a split, and that's tough to say when you're going up against one of those mid-level teams, but we just haven't seen enough of positivity from Vesa Pompa. They need to start scoring goals. I mean, their defense isn't bad, but their offense so far has been abysmal.
Let's see if they're able to change the story thus far. Now look, we are ready to get things underway again. The first game of 2 between Gotham Knights and Vesa Pompa HC. Excited to see how this goes. Of course, as always, we'll see just how quickly of a start we have to this game. So often, it is a bit of a slow and steady approach between teams to kick things off. And Gotham Knights in the black, Vesa Pompa in white for this game. Handy able to take it away, look to drop it back to Samza. Wasn't able to do that. Puck behind the back of the net for Joan. Opportunity in front, a quick pass, and just like that, Vesa Pompa have a goal out of nowhere off of the turnover. Sin, it can happen that quickly. Ekin with the goal. How's that for a quick start?
That's exactly the start Vesa Pompa needed. Get an early goal, you take the lead, and also you've been having trouble scoring goals. Get that confidence going immediately, and I think that helps them settle in. There's got to be a bit of nerves here, a bit of apprehension as they're, so far down in the standings, but a quick start here is going to be very good for them.
Out of nowhere, the picture-perfect start for Vesa Pompa. Yergely the assist. Really making that play happen. We'll see how Gotham Knights respond to giving up an early goal, again, to a team that they probably didn't expect to give up the goal to. It's a decent effort there from Nampis, but he wasn't able to make the play. Good bit of defense on display. Laminins with the puck, of course, the experienced defensive duo. Antonio in possession, but turns it over there. Gotham Knights back on the attack to the neutral zone. Great job by Mite to hold the line, but the team just couldn't come together on that play. Now again, Vesa Pompa back in possession. Or Vesa Pompa back in possession quickly. Loses it. Gotham Knights back in possession as we continue to see that defensive battle in the neutral zone pay off. Puck in front. Great bit of defense there. Yergely covering his option. Again, now they reset. So Vesa Pompa, they do get the early goal. But so far, unable to really establish much of an offensive foothold. Gotham Knights have tightened up in the neutral zone. This is offside. 12:43 remaining in the first period. But again, Vesa Pompa, the early goal from Ekin to take advantage in this game and grab the early lead, Sin.
Yeah, and, as we mentioned before, that's got to be big for them. But now they've got to try to build off it and establish something in the zone.
Puck down low. Ekin in possession again. Being battled by Mite. He still has it. Opportunity shot blocked in front by Misty. Opportunity again off the turnover, thrown into the pads of Joan, but he's able to come up with the cover. Again, it's going to be difficult. You have the top goaltender in the league, your Gotham Knights. Only to see that early goal go in again so far, though. They've battled back well. Opportunity here off the faceoff, blocked down by Mikasi, and the opportunity now for Gotham Knights. But again, that neutral zone battle, we're seeing a lot of turnovers, a lot of miscommunication, particularly as they approach the blue line.
Yeah, and these teams have both got to kind of settle into that. Look for some gaps, maybe try a few other things. We always like to see those area pass sauces that kind of just can find that open space, and you can use your build speed to kind of get there before the defender sometimes.
Nampis on the half wall, back to the point. Quick D-to-D passes here. Shot on, deflection, and a save. Joan able to track that one somehow through the traffic, but a good bit of D-to-D play there from Antonio and Lemonins. Not all that surprising. Big face-off here. We talked about it. Yergely for Vesa Pompa. The big advantage in draws thus far. Wins another one. Shot on, blocked by Samza. The opportunity now on the counterattack. Gotham Knights looking to get it going. Samza in possession. More of an offensive defenseman for Gotham Knights, but he's bumped off there by Nampis. And again, it's Vesa Pompa back in control. See the dream start for the opening 12 minutes here. They look to reset. A couple of quick passes. Mite looking to step up. Still in possession now around the back of the net. Puck back in front. And Mikasi not able to pull the trigger off of the handy pass. Good bit of cover defense there from Vesa Pompa to survive that one. Puck's down around the back of the Vesa Pompa goal. Team regains possession. Ekin, again, miscommunication at the blue line. Sim, we've seen numerous offsides for the first 14 minutes.
Yeah, maybe everyone just a little bit jumpy right now, but give credit to Gotham right now. They're at least kind of forcing the issue at the blue line, forcing their attacking players to sort of slow down with the puck, and that's going to be very important. We see another offsides here, but Vesa Pompa, they're impressing me so far right now. They're able to kind of, get possession for the most part, and while they haven't got, a slew of offensive chances, they're at least, in the advantage in that category right now.
Good face-off win from Misty. Gotham Knights in the offensive zone. Samza tries to find Mikasi on the left, couldn't do it. The Knights still in possession, but not for long. A quick turnover. Antonio has the puck back. Couple of quick passes again. Those D-to-D passes, they love to try and find the space. Yergely in possession. Back to the point. Antonio, or that was Laminins taking his time. Thought he might go back to Antonio. Good opportunity there on the near post just doesn't come to fruition for Vesa Pompa. Nearly 3 minutes remaining here in the first period. Vesa Pompa striking within the first 3 minutes. And now in the offensive zone, around the back of the net. Jurgeli battling for it. The opportunity thrown in front. Big save from Yom, robbing Ekin on the opportunity. For the final 2 minutes of play, Gotham Knights back on the attack, but again, not for long. Vesa Pompa doing a fantastic job of limiting these chances and getting clean breakouts, knock on wood, as they do make the play happen again here. Opportunity along the half wall. Puck one back, now dishes it back to the point. Back down low, Ekin able to find the play. Couple of quick passes, the big bomb from the point deflects wide. Great opportunity for Lemonins, but he's not able to get that puck on net. Final minute of play here, 7.1 to go. See who wins this key draw, and it's Misty coming up with it. Chance for the Knights here late, poked away by Lemonins, and that will do it. So Sin, the dream start, I would imagine, minus, another goal or two for Vesa Pompa. Tight defensively, and you get the early goal from Eklund.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as you said, dream start entirely. When you're struggling to score, it's good to score early. It's good to have a lead, and they're really seeming to get all the possession right now, and that starts with Jurgeli in the faceoff dot, but also with their defense. Every time Gotham looks like they're going to get a zone entry, maybe set up, Vesa Pompa takes the puck away, and I think I'd like to see a bit more commitment by Gotham, either trap or forecheck. They're kind of doing this interesting in-between thing where they're sending one guy in to force the puck, but with defenders as good as Antonio and Lehmanen's back there, I mean, one or two quick passes, and then they could beat that early guy, and Gotham doesn't have enough guys in the neutral zone to clog it up, and as a result, Vesa Pompa not having an easy time breaking it back in, but it could be made much harder for them. So yeah, I'd like to see more commitment either on the forecheck or the trap from Gotham, because there doesn't seem to be just too much of a game plan right now for them. They're kind of seeming to be all over the place in that regard.
Absolutely, as you got to look at the opening goal of this game, perhaps a bit of frustration for the Knights that Jurgeli pass went through after the very creative spin move to find Ekin in front. Feel like I undersold that goal, but again, it happened out of nowhere. An unfortunate bounce for the Knights, not able to pick it up around the back of their own goal. Just like that, the play happened. We'll see if they're able to battle back. Not a single registered shot in that first period. As Vesa Pompa quickly back on the attack. Jurgeli in possession here again, loses it. A quick pass from Nampis doesn't go through. But again, Vesa Pompa quickly back in possession. Gotham Knights play through the neutral zone. Far from ideal. Opportunity developing here, though, for Makasi. Burst of speed, throws it back in front. And it deflects all the way back down to the Knights zone. So, as we so often see, throw the puck in front, just hope it finds its way through. It's a key strategy, despite what you may think. Good poke check there. Opportunity now, puck behind the back of the net. Jurgeli in possession. Gets it back. Now to the point. Opportunity, Antonio. Back for Jurgeli. Vesa Pompa. Perfect display of patience. The shot goes wide, though, from Antonio. Again, the Knights in possession, but for how long? Samza finds Misty, and again, Vesa Pompa back in possession. Who is this team right now, Sin? One win through their first 6 games, but this is a fantastic display. Opportunity again, quickly developing. Ekin has it. Again, moving it along the half wall, back to the point, getting the defense involved, and a puck thrown in front. Jurgeli looking for Nampis in front, wasn't able to do so, but this has been a spectacular display.
Yeah, and to me, this looks like a Vesa Pompa team with something really to prove now. They see a window here where they can get themselves back into this season with a matchup that's, maybe a bit more even, as some would say, and they're taking full advantage of it right now, completely stifling Gotham Knights.
Lemonen's another interception on a pass just as the Knights get over the blue line. Good interception there, though. Can the Knights take advantage? They cannot. Antonio gets out of a rough situation. Frustration has to be setting in for Makasi and Handy. The Gotham Knight wingers unable to really make anything happen. Here's Makasi again. Finds Handy. Back to the point. Sam's shot blocked down in front by two opponents. And again, had other options. The opportunity, though, just not there as he elects to take the shot. Vesa Pompa's offensive rush stifled early. Here's Mite in possession now for the Knights. Takes the hit from Akin. Vesa Pompa quickly go back the other way. Pompis dishes it over to Antonio. Vesa Pompa, smart, very wisely, taking their time, looking to get set up. And ultimately they do. It's Ekin over the line. Has trouble, though. Runs straight into 3 defenders. Quickly loses it. Sauce pass, not there. Makasi tried to find Handy, couldn't do it. Maybe opportunity to send it over the top, Sin.
Yeah, perhaps. I'd like to see them get a bit more creative here on the break-ins, but other than that, they are seeming to get a little bit more committed to whether or not they're going to trap or forecheck.
Good bit of possession for Vesa Pompa. Again, the shot doesn't go through for Jurgeli, but still in possession. Ekin recovers down in the corner. Quickly loses it, though. Goes to Makasi, still in possession. Dishes it off. Couple of quick passes. Here's Misty. Now again, the movement. But Samsa, his passing's been off. They win it back. Not able to pull the trigger and get a shot on Disco Cricket. As far as I know, still Gotham Knights with no registered shots against Vesa Pompa's backup goaltender, making his season debut. Sauce into the slot, doesn't go for Vesa Pompa. 2:30 remain here in a fast-paced second period. The opportunity now here. Chance in front, rushing the goal. Misty, I don't think, able to register a shot on that attempt either, but a dangerous situation. Turnover, puck loose in the slot, recovered by Ekin, and Vesa Pompa reset. Final minute of play. Nampis in possession, dishes it back for Ekin, sauces it down low. Again, Ekin in possession, now back to the point. One-timer rifled wide. Big chance for Antonio. Final 5 seconds, and the Knights will see this one out. Vesa Pompa, though, 1-5 on the season, but a picture-perfect performance through the first 40 minutes of this game.
Yeah, you definitely like to see them get on the board a couple more times, and they had a few chances right there, but, you know, on the flip side, Gotham Knights, I mean, they've had a couple chances in that period, but they're really not able to establish their attack. Vesa Pompa is just in all 3 zones completely with the upper hand, and Gotham Knights towards the end there, they started committing a lot more to the forecheck, and as you saw, Vesa Pompa loves to have both their defensemen kind of drive the play from the back. They will drop it back to them and have them kind of work it around, and that's where I think Gotham Knights has a chance to strike. They have to get aggressive. They have to commit, especially the forwards, as a 3-man group, whether you have 2 guys in deep or all 3 in deep. You got to commit to it, and you got to be quick, because Vesa Pompa, they have no problem with working it between the defensemen and moving it slowly up the ice. And if you're the Gotham Knights, you got to read that, and you got to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Again, the 1 registered shot now for the Knights. We'll see if they're able to battle their way back. The game not out of reach, despite the fact that the opposition in front of you have been performing to a fantastic level thus far, but we'll see if Vesa Pompa are able to keep it up. Here we go. 3rd period underway. Vesa Pompa quickly gaining back possession. And the Knights have had such a difficult time getting over the blue line. Antonio bursts to speed, tries to hand it off. And another offside for Vesa Pompa.
Yeah, Ekin jumping a little early on that one. I think he maybe thought that he was going to get the puck in that situation, which is why he jumped off, but it didn't quite go to him. But on the flip, you know, Jurgeli doing a fine job of winning those faceoffs.
Opportunity now here for the Knights after the turnover. Thrown in front, the one-timer doesn't go. Misty the opportunity. Now here's Ekin on the counter-attack. Finds Jurgeli, spin, gets it back in front. Don't know if Yom was able to make the save there. Joam, call him what you will. Put some respect on his name, though. The top goaltender again entering play today. Opportunity here now again for Ekin. The back pressure's there. Jurgeli has it back to Ekin, and again, just wide, blocker side. Vesa Pompa back in possession. Antonio not able to find the pass, but Lemonins will be able to get there.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue. Couple miscues right there between the defense. I think in that offensive zone, Antonio should have passed to his defensive partner, and then right there, Antonio started moving up the ice as Lemonins was trying the D-to-D pass. They got to be careful, get their communication up, because right now it's a bit off, and if that keeps up, it'll cost them, and Gotham will tie this game right back up.
Ekin again has trouble as he crosses the blue line, but the Gotham Knights still unable to get this offensive consistency going. Samsa able to find Handy. Defenseman pinches in. Samsa now still has it at the point, but again, the miscommunication is clearly there. Samsa in possession. Quick D-to-D pass. Trying to break down the shot on from Misty. Perhaps a source of frustration. Just get a puck on, see what happens. Maybe there's a rebound. But a great save there. Disco Cricken tested for just the second time this game. He comes up with the save. 7-6 on the draws in favor of Vesa Pompa. And we are still tied from, or not. Yeah, now we are tied again from the looks of it. Samsa throws it on. Off the pad of Cricken, but he's able to kick it away. Samsa, the awkward one-timer. Looked like more of a slap pass. Still didn't get through. Opportunity in front again. Misty can't find the space. Here comes Vesa Pompa. Nampis, spin move. Opportunity, dishes it back. Big save by Jome there, robbing Jurgeli of that oh-so-important insurance goal that Vesa Pompa have been looking for since the opening minutes of the first period. Again, the lone goal from Ekin thus far scored within the first 3 minutes or so. And now again, Vesa Pompa in possession. Jurgeli loves those spin moves. Doesn't pay off there, though. Samsa defends well. Makasi not able to work his way past Antonio. And Vesa Pompa dish it back down. Disco Cricken making saves. Very few. Also able to make some passes. 6:55 remains in the first game of two between these two teams. And Sin, as we get down to crunch time, what's the key here? Gotham Knights, how are they going to get this goal?
They just need to keep kind of doing what they're doing. Vesa Pompa maybe being a bit too slow sometimes on these breakouts, too deliberate, and Gotham Knights slowly have been catching on to that, getting more aggressive, and we've seen a couple miscues as well, missed passes right there. So if Gotham Knights can kind of read those plays as they develop and get in there, they can establish an attack or get a quick transition goal.
Big face-off here in the Vesa Pompa defensive zone. Misty gets the clean win. Can they take advantage? They can't. Samsa's attempt doesn't get through, intercepted by Nampis. Now here's Jurgeli again. Spin move, tries to go back to Nampis. He can't get the pass through. But Vesa Pompa still in possession. The clock continuing to wind down. Under 5 minutes to play here in regulation. Pass in front doesn't go through. Recovered, shot on, and a save by Jome yet again. Samsa back in possession. And a big interception there from Ekin. Now still in possession, and again dishes it back to his own zone, killing time. Antonio, battle for it behind the back of the Vesa Pompa goal. This pass kicked back out to the point, and all the way back down to the Gotham Knights zone. Running out of time is the story here. 2 minutes to play. Find a way to break through. Vesa Pompa back in possession, self-pass to the corner. He gets away with a huge hit. Opportunity on the loose puck, recovered by Lehmanens. Dishes it off to Nampis. Now again, it's Ekin. Opportunity on the pass. Couldn't find Jurgeli, who's in possession of it now behind the net. Ekin again. The Knights recover. Samsa the self-pass to get a little bit of space, a little bit of speed. Opportunity, Mikasi. Now again down low, still in possession. Misty, the opportunity. Samsa's shot doesn't find a way through. Vesa Pompa not able to take advantage of this possession, though. The Knights right back on the attack. But an unfortunate offside with 31.7 to go. Just not able to kind of get out of first gear, Sin, and find that chemistry.
Yeah, they're just off a little bit. It's almost just everything is just kind of a little bit off. I mean, they're a step behind each other. They're not too sure what the others is doing. When they're getting that down low pressure, they look to kick the puck back to the point, but both point guys had kind of collapsed into the top of the circles. And while that's okay on a power play, when there's not as much space out there, you have to spread out before you can sort of collapse on the defense, because you have to kind of get them moving before you can start getting those chances. I'm just seeing them a little bit too antsy there in the offensive zone, and just they're just not quite there. The passing's a bit off, their timing's a bit off, and I would even say, communication has to be a bit off right here. And the good news is, though, they're only down by one. So if they can get the tie right here and, force an overtime, they've got a chance to still come away with a victory that they probably don't quite deserve.
Absolutely. As you said, 1 goal away. 31 seconds to do it. At least get that extra point at the very least, and you can feel like you walked away with something, even if you don't necessarily deserve it. The pass in front, intercepted by Antonio. Vesa Pompa in possession. Ekin gains the zone. Down into the corner. Still in possession. trying to kill time. The Gotham Knights able to regain, but final 10 seconds and running out of time. Samza looking to lead the play. Gets hit. Puck back over the line. Vesa Pompa pick up just their second win of the season. And in dominant fashion. That was beyond impressive. Job well done.
Definitely. And the only time we really saw Gotham Knights look like they were threatening was in that third period, where they were just kind of having to be overly aggressive almost. And Vesa Pompa, I'd still like to see them, score a few more goals here. One is not going to be enough. They did get the win, which is important. They need those 2 points. You take them any way you can get them. But, man, I would still like to see them try to capitalize a bit more, because Gotham Knights, towards the end there, were starting to get some chances, and some of those bounces looked a bit scary, and Antonio Lehmanen's had a couple instances where missed passes or, one of them skated up the ice a little bit too soon and could have created an on-man the other way had Gotham Knights been able to get to that puck. So I'd say Vesa Pompa gets the dub. It's important for them, but there's still a lot of steps to take to improve their play here in the second game.
Absolutely. All right, now we have to take a quick break. I promise we will be back very, very soon, and we'll set the stage for Game 2 between Gotham Knights and Vesa Pompa HC. And we are back. See, I told you it was going to be a quick little break. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Prisma Gaming. Of course, we thank you very much for supporting the ECL, for supporting NHL Gamer. Hey, by the way, if you're live with us on Twitch right now, drop us a follow. Why not? Also, feel free to check out NHLGamer.com. All the information that you need on both the ECL, the 4 tiers of the system, and the North American side of things with the NACL can be found there. So check us out on Twitter and Instagram if you would. So Sin, again, to set the stage for this second game, a very impressive performance for Vesa Pompa, picking up just their second win of the season off the back of a 1-0 shutout victory. Disco Cricken, his season debut, didn't have to face many shots to do it, but he posts a shutout.
Yeah, and can't argue with that. I mean, he I wouldn't say single-handedly gave his team the win, but he gave them, again, didn't have to make too many saves, but the ones he had to make, he made them, and that's what you need to do as a goaltender. But yeah, Vesa Pompa, while they played extremely well as a team, they still need to put that puck in the net. I don't think you're going to shut out Gotham Knights twice in a row. That being said, Gotham Knights has also struggled to score, and in that last game, they simply just looked off. I don't know how else to say it. They just didn't look like themselves, and they're going to have to kind of reset and find their game in this second one.
Absolutely. As we get a look at the lineups yet again, and Vesa Pompa picking up a very impressive victory in that first game. Spectacular team defense all around. Again, Ekin's goal about 3 minutes into the first period of play holds up as the game winner, an extreme rarity. But as you mentioned, you're going to need a little bit more offense if you're going to walk away with the victory again here. I just can't help but think that despite that impressive performance, one goal, often not enough to get the job done. You were lucky enough, if not good enough, to make sure that it was enough in that first game. But absolutely, Sin, you talked about it. Gotham Knights just seemed a little bit off in that game. Nothing really seemed to click. The passing was off. The timing was off. I'd argue even positionally was off at times. But there you see the stats for the goaltenders heading in to this game. And as we talked about it, Joan, one of the top, if not the top goaltender in the league. But again, if we were to have the updated stats on this front, Kricken would have a shutout and a perfect save percentage through one game. So going to be very interested to see how this plays out as we get into the second game. Again, we'll be ready to go here in just a few moments. But Sun, I mean, we've talked about it a lot already. What is the key? If you could say, of course, we had our keys to the game for the first matchup, the keys to this series. Are we standing to those? What's the key point for each of these teams to walk away with the victory here?
Vesa Pompa, I mean, I think they did a good job. They put the pucks on net. I don't think there's a single penalty taken in that game.
There was not a single penalty in that game.
Yeah, so
somehow.
Yeah, hard for them to score on the power play when they're not getting anything. But yeah, Kricken, keep doing what you're doing. As a team, Vesa Pompa defensively, keep doing that because you were incredibly limiting to Gotham. I mean, like we said, they couldn't get anything going. Yeah, they probably weren't on their game, but credit to Vesa Pompa for not allowing them to really get much established. But also, I think Vesa Pompa are going to have to sort of limit those D-to-D kind of miscues, because if Vesa Pompa is aggressive from the get-go in this next one of those is going to cost them. And I think both Antonia and Lehmanins need to, wait just that split second longer before exiting the zone to make sure that they, their forwards up the ice have the possession.
Both defensemen, of course, love those quick D-to-D passes to try and open up space, but it does get them in trouble quite frequently. For the Gotham Knights, you can talk about every single thing that's on that list right there. The bottom line is, you just need an overall better performance. You really, really do. And I think the key here for both teams, a mutual goal, clean up in the neutral zone. Because that was a very rough game, a very disjointed game. We shall see how this plays out. Again, game 2 between Gotham Knights and Vesa Pompa HC. Vesa Pompa in the black, Gotham Knights in white. Again, stay tuned after the conclusion of this game because we will not be done. The first matchup in ECL Elite between SJ Gaming and HAVU Gaming. A quick home and home series with those two teams as well coming up, as we'll see how this one plays out. The Knights quickly on the attack. Good pass into the middle. Puck now off to the right of Kricken, but again, the Knights still in possession. A nice net drive from Makasi. Nothing comes of it though, but again, perhaps something to look forward to, something to build upon, that you were actually able to find some space there. Vesa Pompa still in possession. Lehmanins dishes it down low. Nampi's in possession, throws it in front, straight into the waiting hands of the opponent. Handy has it, dishes it off to Misty. Drop pass, Mite has it, thrown in front. Opportunity from Makasi. Best chance, perhaps, of either game thus far for Gotham Knights. A much better start.
Yeah, and I really like what they're doing on the break-in. They're doing the drop pass at the blue line. Now, it's not going to work too many more times in a row, but that's created space. Vesa Pompa, if they can't hold them at the blue line, they immediately all drop back and start the collapse, protecting that front of the net. And Gotham Knights, with that drop pass at the blue line, is giving them a tiny bit of space to get in the zone. And we've seen now a couple decent chances for it. And that last one, the best they've had out of either of these games, as you said.
Yergely gets dropped by Mite. The Knights back in possession here. Desperate for that first goal. Samza over the line. Now over to the half wall. Mite picks it up, throws it in front. Opportunity for Mite. Shot just wide of the post, but the Knights looking a whole lot better. A little bit more luck to get these shots on target. They'll be on the verge of breaking through. Great back check there, though, by Misty there. to recover the puck. Looks to throw it back in front. McCossie drives the net again. With Misty and McCossie, you never quite know how you're going to screw up the name. But ultimately you can. Again now, Vesa Pompa possession, shot on, doesn't go through, traffic in front, and it finds its way in the back of the net. Might be registered as an own goal against Samza. Sin, how heartbreaking for the Knights. A great start, but perhaps an own goal sees Vesa Pompa up by 1, getting the opening goal of the game again.
That's incredibly rough. Not only is that an early goal and a go-ahead goal for Vesa Pompa again, but that is, I believe, an own goal, or at least it bounced off. That feels horrible as a defenseman. You're doing what you need to do. You're trying to protect that front of the net, and you just kind of tap it in, and like that, Vesa Pompa up 1-0, and that's kind of heartbreaking for the Gotham Knights, but, you know, they've had such a good start. They got to continue to build on it. Don't let this get you down.
Goalie gets the registered assist, so not credited as an own goal. Misty dishes it down into the corner, Handy battling for it, but again, Vesa Pompa comes up with it. Ekin on that right side wall has a little bit of trouble, but still in possession. Tries to send it down low. Samza, a solid interception. Looking to lead the counterattack on the opposite side of the red line, but this will not go for icing. Very close call there. That's a bit of a break for the Knights. Vesa Pompa just picked up their second win of the season. Looking for another one here. Opportunity, huge glove save. Jom robs Ekin of his second goal of the night. What a glove save there, and another, this time on this occasion, narrowly avoiding disaster for the Knights by giving up that second goal. But Vesa Pompa not able to come up with a straw. Looked like they were going to be able to. Spectacular save there, again, from one of the top goaltenders in this league so far this season.
Yeah, and a really good move through the neutral zone by Goalie, and he did a tiny little bit of L-skating, which opened up the slightest lane for that in-tight one-timer chance to Ekin, and Jom didn't have perfect positioning. The shot just didn't quite go where he wanted it to.
Shot on for Mite, deflects wide in the corner. Vesa Pompa recover. See what they can do here on the attack. Goalie not able to find the play. Ekin still battling for it, but again, the Knights in possession. But again, offside, and a little bit of showmanship there from Goalie is what we'll call it, off of another offside from the Knights.
Yeah, and that was a tough one. That was a timing play. Very good saucer pass, but the jump was just slightly early. I think he was expecting Handy to get that puck a bit quicker and be able to enter the zone.
The Knights looking to break through again. Quick pass amongst the forwards through the zone. They're able to gain the line. Mite sends it down low. Cycle back up top. McCossie tried to find Misty in front. Couldn't do it. 3 Vesa Pompa defenders there. Handy wins it back. McCossie, couple of quick passes, but again, Gotham not able to get anything on goal. Final 2 minutes of play here. Puck sent down low. 2 men deep for Vesa Pompa. Not able to get possession back. The Knights, final minute here. It'll be a quick minute. Samza in possession. Bumped off by Goalie. Now recovered by Antonio. Vesa Pompa looking to get that last possession. Not going to be able to maintain, but they do get it back. Goalie. What to do here? Back to the point. Antonio shot on, deflects wide. Recovered by Nampis, but not enough time to do anything. So a much better start from the Gotham Knights. However, just one registered shot. And Vesa Pompa able to get the breakthrough early on a net drive. You never know what's going to happen with that loose puck, though, as it's Nampis with the goal that is the difference maker thus far.
Yeah, neither team with too many registered shots right there. And on the side of Gotham, I think they're looking for offense, definitely, and maybe shooting a bit more quickly before being able to spread out Vesa Pompa. Vesa Pompa is incredible at the collapse, and they're going to get into all of those shooting lanes. So I think I usually don't, advocate for that one extra pass, because usually we're talking about it in a negative way. But I think in this case, that one extra pass to sort of spread them out from the lanes, just a quick D to D pass, or a winger back to D pass, just to try to find a way to get that puck through.
See how this breaks down. Vesa Pompa gain the zone. Opportunity back in front. Nampis off the feed from Ekin. But Jom was able to track that one extremely well. Another good chance for Vesa Pompa. Gotham's goaltender able to stand tall on that one. Face-offs even at 3 apiece thus far through this game. Misty grabs the advantage. Of course, coming into this game at a disadvantage, another offside for the Gotham Knights. We talked about the importance of Misty winning, as many draws as possible, despite the drastic difference in face-off percentage between he and Yergely. Right now, doing a great job. Again, wins another one, but can the Knights make the most of it? Quickly turned over. And we'll see what Vesa Pompa are able to do. Now back to the point. Laminen's opportunity. Great block from Samza to deny Nappis that slap shot, the one-time opportunity. Samza, though, not able to maintain possession. And he has it. Can't get it down low. Great bit of defense on display there. Again, that's Yergely dropping back. We talked about how important a strong two-way center is. Yergely having a phenomenal game thus far. As that goes down for icing, big chance for Vesa Pompa to grab that lead. We talked about it. You'd look to get more than one goal. One goal was enough in the first game. That insurance goal is going to be key. They win the draw. One-time opportunity and a blocker save. Nappis denied. Won't get a second goal of the game, at least not on that occasion. Now back to the point. Laminens to Antonio. Tries to send it down low, intercepted by Handy. Here come the Knights on the counterattack. Nakasi over to the center, back in front. Still in possession was Misty. Couldn't get the wraparound. Now again, Handy can't get the shot on. Another great block from Vesa Pompa. Again, we'll see what they can do on the counterattack here. Ekin for Yergely. Nappis back for Yergely. Now back to the point. Sends it down low. Ekin there to recover, but not able to hold on to it. Samza, great bit of defense. Both teams showing their willingness to block shots, perhaps in a more traditional way rather than just standing in the lane, resulting in very few shots seen by either goaltender for the first game and a half of 2 that we will be covering between these two teams. Great bit of skating there from Antonio to find space. Loose puck in front, still battled for it. A shot doesn't go through, but Vesa Pompa still in possession. Shot on, deflects wide again. Now the Knights going to look to find a way through. Great bit of passing. A little bit of lost speed. Opportunity poked away. Antonio denying Handy the opportunity to get a shot on. Ekin over the line for Vesa Pompa. The spin still has it. Another spin. Tried to go full Kenny Wu there, and he just couldn't quite get it. Now the Gotham Knights again on the rush. Misty can't get the shot on. Another great block from Antonio. Perfect positioning.
Yeah, the pace really starting to pick up here. We could see one coming very quickly. The transition game strong by both teams.
And the turnover there in the offensive zone for Vesa Pompa. Big step up. No penalty on the play, but again, feel like a broken record at this point, since Gotham Knights offside again. Not what you would expect to see from a team currently in a playoff position.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the timing. I mean, they fixed a lot of other things in this game. They do look a lot better, but those offsides, are really starting to hamper them. I mean, the pace was high, which you could say would be beneficial for them, but Vesa Pompa, once again, holding that blue line exceptionally well, and Gotham not able to find a consistent way to beat them.
Ekin not able to hold on to that puck in the corner. Kicked all the way back out to the neutral zone where Antonio recovers. Still in possession. Tried to find the play to Nappis. An interesting pickup there over the blue line results in an offside. 4:11 remains here in the second period, the second game between 8th placed Gotham Knights and the 16th place, dead last in the league, Vesa Pompa. 1 win out of 6 heading into today. Picked up a victory in game 1, a 1-0 shutout victory. Opportunity in front there doesn't go. Vesa Pompa right now could be on their way to pulling off the double against the Knights. Should be a huge momentum builder for them in the rest of the season. The cut-in doesn't go through. Great bit of defense from Mite there. Now again, Misty through the neutral zone. Back for Samza. Quick passing here. A pass in front doesn't go through. And it is that last pass in that they just haven't been able to get to go to generate these chances. Back again over the blue line. Not able to find the space. Pick off. And now again, Vesa Pompa able to recover. Final 10 seconds approaching. Vesa Pompa going to try to make a go of it. Ekin has it. The move. Sauces over. Gigantic save from Jome, and it ends up in the back of the net. Fantastic effort from Gotham's goaltender. but somehow it finds its way to the other side of the crease. It's tapped in. Vesa Pompa have their insurance goal. Unbelievable turn of events there in the final 10 seconds.
Yeah, that is huge for Vesa Pompa. Not only do you get your second goal of the game, but that's a huge insurance marker, and you get it at the tail end of a period. Going into the third period, they're going to have, you know, just a 2-goal lead in 20 minutes of play, and Gotham Knights still unable to score against Vesa Pompa right now. And as you alluded to before, they're having trouble making that setup pass for those chances. And I mean, Vesa Pompa firmly in the driver's seat right now, which is it's hard to see for Gotham Knights since they've made so many positive improvements for this game. But Vesa Pompa has been consistent. They're playing just as well, and it's paying off for them right now, 2-0.
Nampus gets his second goal of the game, neither of which necessarily a highlight reel goal, but every goal counts. Now up to 5 goals through 6 games played. The left winger of Vesa Pompa. And again, for the team in last place heading in to this matchup, doesn't matter how you get the job done, just get the win, get the points. And right now, they're doing what they have to do. Call it luck, call it a bad break. And that goal was a bad break. That was a spectacular first save from Jome there. But again, it ends up on the opposite side and just off of a weird bounce ends up in.
Yeah.
Tough break. Actually poked in there at the last second by Nampus. You could see him late, the late arrival to that net front scramble. And it pays off. Drive the net. Good things could happen. The Gotham Knights backs against the wall here. 4-4 record. Now at risk of falling to 4-6 on the season. As you mentioned, Sin, still without a goal against Vesa Pompa here. Not exactly a top defensive team thus far. See if they're able to battle back. Misty in possession, still has it. Shot on and a glove save by Disco Cricket. Haven't been able to say his name all that much, but something to perhaps build upon there for the Knights. Just get shots on goal.
That's what they need to do. Draw the defense to one area. Since Vesa Pompa loves to collapse on the puck, draw them to one area, kick it back to another. That's what they did there. Got him a shot on net.
Andy throws it in front. Good clear there for Vesa Pompa. And Nampus not able to hold on to it. The Knights back in possession. Mikasi brings it into the corner, now back to the point. A little bit of cycle work there. Samsa not able to get the pass to go. Loose puck corralled, recovered. One-time bomb from Mite. But Cricket is there to make the glove save again. Much better start to the period for the Knights.
Yeah, and they're looking to overload a lot of times, which is oftentimes good, but Vesa Pompa, since they like to collapse, they're always going to be there. We've seen the 2 chances they get is when they kick it back out to who's not there. So keep spreading out on offense here, and you will get more chances, I think. If you're the Gotham Knights, you have to notice this.
Yergely brings it down low, tries to spin back, defended well by Mite. Now here's Mikasi. Finds Handy, the quick set of passes amongst the forwards, but Misty can't find that extra pass. Chance here for Yergely. Looks for the spin again. Still a bit of speed down low. Double team pressure, kick back out to the point, but still recovered by Vesa Pompa. Now won by the Knights. Here comes the counterattack. Drop pass from Misty. Great passing, thrown in front. And again, Sin, another example. They just cannot find that last pass. The build-up play is there. They're one pass away from getting these prime opportunities. Yeah,
and credit to Vesa Pompa for reading it, but I do feel like I can't help but say, but some of these plays seem a bit telegraphed. The drop pass at the blue line is great. It's given them a lot of zone entries, but you see that guy cut into net, and he's covered in intercepts this year. If you have good positions, you have a great chance to intercept, and so far, Gotham Knights not doing enough creatively to get their chances.
Chance on the net drive. Puck kicked back out. Vesa Pompa back in possession. It is back down low as Antonio is able to recover. Looking to get that clean breakout. Bit of patience here, and they get it. Ekin finds Yergely. Bumped off by Mite again. Nampus battling for it, looking for the hat trick. Looking for the pass there, doesn't go through. Yergely again in possession. Can't cut back into the middle. Mite doing a great job on left defense for the Gotham Knights. Misty loses it. Nampus, opportunity, a little bit of space. Can't get the cut into the middle. Great job by Samsa. 8.5 to go. 2-0 Vesa Pompa. Just minutes away from pulling off a double over the Gotham Knights. Again, a playoff team right now. Opportunity off the intercept. Yergely, another spin, perhaps unnecessary, Sim. We've seen how much he loves that move. Perhaps a little bit of an over-reliance as Mite in possession. Misty, chance for Handy. Now puck over. Opportunity again. Shot on, and the glove save. Cricken able to make the play for the Gotham Knights. On that occasion, maybe one too many passes before the shot.
Yeah, I would say too many. Mikasi had a chance at the side of the net. Cricken was not in position. If he took the quick shot, while it was a bad angle, he had an opening right there. So I think they were looking for too much perfection right there. They got the pass to the side of the net. He had the open look and didn't take it.
Samza drives down low, a little bit of speed, tries to throw it in front again. Defended so well by Antonio. Cleared out. Nampus back in possession, but not for long. Final 4 minutes of play. Big hit there, but the Knights still in possession. Still, opportunity shot, scramble in front. Vesa Pompa recover. Leibniz able to dish it up. Final 3 minutes of play here. Vesa Pompa slowing it down a little bit. Great move there from Antonio. Gains the line. Sends it in front. No, pull to the backhand. Crisis avoided there for the Gotham Knights, but can they make the most of it? Mikasi finds Samza immediately. Defended. And expertly done by Nampus. Again now, Ekin over the line. Time winding down for the Knights. Dish down low. Opportunity thrown back in front. Ekin not able to pull the trigger. Holds on to it. And loses it. 50 seconds remain. Couple of quick passes. Mite. Now for Misty. Shot on! And there you go, Sin. Put the puck on net. You never know what's going to happen. Misty gets the goal. The first of this series for the Gotham Knights. But is it too little too late?
It just might be. I mean, they've had some close bounces, but right there is such a simple play. Just throwing it on net, looking for a rebound. And with some of the traffic up front, Cricken not able to get a pad or a glove on it. I'm not too sure if it bounced off a defender. I knew it looked like it was tipped, but I saw the guy who shot it celebrating, so it wasn't a deflection by his own team. But yeah, if you fire the puck on net, sometimes those blocks don't go through all the way, and in that case, a very fortunate bounce, a fortunate goal, but you have less than a minute left. You haven't been getting enough. You've been looking for, that perfect chance, and I would like to see them just keep pouring the shots on the net, but Misty right now is going to have to pretty much win every single face-off that happens. He needs to get possession. Gotham Knights have to almost possess the puck for the rest of this period, and they cannot give an easy turnover to Vesa Pompa because they will kill the clock.
A lot of block shots for Vesa Pompa thus far through these two games. As you can see there, it can backfire. So rather than just trying to constantly sauce it in front and not being able to find those extra passes, thinking Gotham Knights probably wish they started just throwing pucks on net a little bit more frequently. The double timeout, we'll see what the teams look like here in the final 30 seconds. Can Vesa Pompa hold on? Again, for the Gotham Knights, a point, maybe even two, not out of reach. Actually, 45 seconds remain in the period. So an extra 14 seconds to work with. More than enough time. So Bruins fan can tell you, hey, 13 seconds is enough time. Samza finds Mite, thrown in front, not able to get it through. They recover, though. Net post drive off the post. Still in possession of the Knights. Opportunity here. Misty throws it back in front all the way through. Crucial bit of time winds down. 23 seconds on the clock. Perhaps one last rush for the Gotham Knights. Samza gains the line, loses it. 13 seconds. Again, they lose it, sent all the way down. This goes for icing with 9.2. Of course, neither team have their timeout. So this is it. We talked about it. Misty, can he overcome a pretty big winning percentage deficit on the draws against Yergely? He needs a win here. He's done well in this game, 12-6, make it 13. Opportunity, shot on, save by Cricken. 5 seconds to go. You still have time.
There's still time, but you need a set play. So we're going to see whatever Gotham Knights have on the face-off. They got to do it right here.
Face-off won by Vesa Pompa, unable to clear. Chance, opportunity, and nothing happening there. Vesa Pompa survive The Gotham Knights out shooting them 7-0. 7-0 in that third period, but it was too little, too late, as the Gotham Knights fall short, and impressively, Vesa Pompa pulling off the double. And Sin, we talked about it. Again, 1-5 through their first 6 games, 2 points, dead last in the standings. Would this be the launching point, the catapult for them to get this season back on track? 1 goal allowed through 2 games for Kricken in his first 2 games of the season. You know, the offense still wasn't that impressive, still lacking that clinical finishing. But Vesa Pompa get the job done.
They were a bit above their average. Their average on the season so far, just 1.17 throughout those 2 games, 3 goals in 2 games. It's a bit higher at 1.5, so the rate at which they scored was a lot better. And at the same time, I mean, you did that against the top save percentage goaltender in ECL Elite. So that's a huge boon for them. On the flip side, though, Gotham Knights, we just didn't see enough from them, especially on that last play. I was a bit kind of perplexed. They had no one go to the front of the net on that last faceoff play. It was Handy that tried to feed the puck to the front of the net, but Mikasi was just kind of on the side of the net with him, almost looking like he wanted to skate behind the net. They just simply didn't have enough time right there. So the sense of urgency and aggression from the Gotham Knights just wasn't really there at all, really, in that matchup. It's hard to say, but they just seemed off that entire time. And Vesa Pompa seemed like a team who wants to come back from a rough start, and they do not want to stay in that demotion territory. Picking up the 4 points today is a great building block to get out of the bottom.
Again, not a bad way to turn things around for Vesa Pompa, but as you mentioned, for the Knights, not in the top half in terms of offenses, but still absolutely not what we expected to see from them, which was, again, an uncharacteristic amount of mistakes. That's really the only way to put it. The chemistry just wasn't there. The passing in the zone, the amount of offsides from both teams, a little bit surprising to see. But ultimately, as we talked about, Vesa Pompa able to at least get the puck in front and generate offense that way. Dirty goals, hey, there's still goals. Gets Vesa Pompa 4 points in the standings, which is gigantic for them. But for the Knights, in terms of how you build upon that, again, Jome did his job. I mean, you allowed 3 goals in 2 games. I think any goaltender in this league, it does not matter who you are, whether or not you're a top name like Hansalino, who we will be seeing in action, whether or not you're Rundqvist, any goaltender will say, 3 goals in 2 games? Absolutely. I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating for him. I mean, again, he's used to facing a high volume of shots, but even then, the shots might not have been high volume, but I'd say the goals he allowed, there's not a whole hell of a lot you could have done about that.
Not at all. And you know what? Know what you want from your goaltender above all else? Consistency. And I think he brought that. His average on the season, 1.5 goals against average. 3 goals across 2 games. What does that come out to? 1.5 goals against average. He did his job back there. And unfortunately for him, the team in front of him just couldn't find a way to score. Couldn't really find a way to get that much momentum. The times that they had it, they were already trailing in a game. They couldn't quite capitalize. When they got their goal, there's less than a minute left. It just didn't seem to be clicking for the Gotham Knights. And I think Jome had to be their best player. And he was throughout the course of that. He kept them in those games. They could have easily fallen behind. Vesa Pompa could have capitalized on so many more of those chances, but Jome coming up huge and unfortunately getting 0 points for his team as a result.
It wasn't clicking for the Knights, but it was clicking for Kricken and Vesa Pompa HC as they pull off the double. Again, a great way to kickstart their season. Unfortunately, with the Gotham Knights, there really isn't much of a positive to talk about aside from the man between the pipes. Again, it just wasn't there for them today. They are absolutely still in the playoff mix, in the playoff hunts, but certainly a performance where you have to go back to the drawing board and really just kind of find a way to get your game back under control as you get into your next set of games. And ultimately, again, the best teams in this league, and we mention them a lot. We'll be mentioning them a little bit later on. But you look at our defending champions in Linköping. And the fact that in the final, they're down 3-1 to one of the best teams in competitive sixes. Either side of the globe. Does not matter in HAVU Gaming, who we will be seeing coming up here. Down 3-1. And what do they have? They have composure. They keep it together. They know how to bounce back. That's in a shorter series. Mm-hmm. If you're Gotham Knights, you have a little bit more time to, find that, to find your style of play, to get everything back under control, get things on track. And that brings us to talking about Vesa Pompa. Again, 1 win through their first 6 games, 1-5 record, now up to 3-5. Things are looking a lot better, and you're right back into that mix where it's like, okay, if you keep putting wins together, you could find yourself in the top 8, and you could find yourself in a playoff spot after, getting promoted this past season. Again, for Vesa Pompa, if I'm not mistaken here, Sin, they lost in the pro-promotion game, but ultimately, actually, they might have won that. I do believe. I want to. They
won that one, but they lost in the finals. Yeah.
Yes, they did. They did move on. They earned their way here, no doubt about it. But again, you look at this rough start, and it's kind of similar to really any other promotion relegation league, where you look at one of the top teams coming up, and they're feeling good, but then you get to that next level, and it's a little bit of a hard dose of reality sometimes.
Yeah.
But again, to be able to stick it out and get a win against a team, no disrespect to the Gotham Knights, but to get a win against a team that, if you're going to make the playoffs, you have to beat them. I mean, if you're Vesa Pompa, if you can steal points away from a Linköping, from an SJ Gaming, from a HAVU Gaming, then you're going to be feeling great about yourselves. But it's unlikely. The teams, just on the bubble in the 6, 7, 8 spots, and of course teams on the wrong side of the bracket who are also on the outside looking in, those are the teams where you need to get 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, or preferably like today, 4 out of 4 in terms of points. So a spectacular job from Vesa Pompa all around. Very intrigued to see what they can do the rest of the way. In terms of a key player, I mean, again, for me, all-around team performance. Sin, quickly, a key player for you?
I really liked the play of Goalie. On the faceoffs, he was great. Not so much in that second game. He did have a tendency to kind of overdo it sometimes with that skating thing. Maybe he was trying to get some style points there at the end. A couple. But for the most part, he did really good at driving the play on the rush for his team and setting up some of those chances.
Absolutely. So we will be back. Again, thank you very much to the Gotham Knights and Vesa Pompa HC. Thank you very much for sticking around with us. We will be back, and again, as they say in this community, it's a biggie. It is 2 of the top teams, including the top team in the league right now, HAVU Gaming and SJ Gaming. A rivalry continues, brought to ECL Elite. We'll be covering that home-and-home matchup for you when we return. Don't go anywhere. As they say. It's time for a biggie, Stin. It is time for a biggie. I cannot wait for this and what this matchup should be. A battle between undefeated number 1 HAVU Gaming and the 3rd-ranked SJ Gaming. A home-and-home series coming up. Feeling fantastic about this. But there is something we need to talk about. And that is, first of all, a shout out to our sponsors, NIS Gaming, or IS Esports, and Prisma Gaming. But there is something to talk about, because with these 2 teams, you want to talk about highlight reel play potential. They certainly have it. But their biggest competition, the team currently in 2nd place in the standings, knows a little bit of something about highlight reel plays. That would be Linköping, and in particular, Playmaker. So a little bit of motivation here, perhaps, for these 2 teams, as I fully expect to see our next play of the week come from one of these next two games that we're about to cover. Let's talk about last week's play of the week. Playmaker of Linköping with a phenomenal goal that needs to be seen to be believed. Or not. Or not. Because on occasion, technical difficulties can happen. It can. It is such a good goal that I don't think that quick throw to you was enough.
It's too dirty. We can't show it on here. It's actually too dirty. I mean, we got in a lot of trouble before. It was just absolutely too filthy for, Twitch. So we don't want to get banned or anything. We want to keep bringing you these incredible Sixes performances, but go check it out. We have it on our YouTube channel at NHL Gamer and on Twitter if you're following us at NHL Gamer as well.
Unfortunately, as Sin and I both knows, fellow streamers, of course, Twitch has some guidelines. Every once in a while, they change it around, and on occasion, again, some things, as Sin mentioned, are just a bit too filthy to be able to show. So, hey, again, you do have the other source to check it out. We will have it ready for you though here in just a moment. At least we hope. We hope. Although. I cannot exactly sit here and say that I feel foolish as someone who has streamed Fortnite in a banana costume. I have looked way more foolish before on stream, and I will look foolish again. Sin, I don't think I can tee it up as well this time. Why don't you tee it up? See if you bring the magic for this phenomenal clip.
Well, I think I'm going to let what those highlights do best, and that is let it speak for itself. Playmaker between the legs goal.
Up with it. Here comes that counterattack, but quickly picked off. I believe that was Janzu who was able to make the play, loses it back to Eki, the playmaker, the move. A little bit of space between the legs. He buries it. The unbelievable finish, the disrespect, the confidence.
Oi. Oi, mitä tuossa teit? Mitä tuossa teit? Mitä sä teit? Mitä sä teit?
Mikä alistus?
Siis koko mies nousi seisomaan. Mitä vettiä?
Ja Ripa laittaa chattiin arvostan.
Mitä? Tiä? Tuu mikään maali. Se oli hieno EASHL-maali, mitä mä oon kyllä ikinä nähnyt.
It's a one-goal game, and he pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Playmaker, you are disgusting. What else can you say? That's it. That's my analysis. Playmaker, you are absolutely filthy.
Truly phenomenal stuff there, Sin. And again, as we talked about, if there was a matchup that, could see a highlight of a similar ilk, we'll say, it is probably this one. But again, shout out to Playmaker for that phenomenal goal. As you get a look at the lineups, SJ Gaming on your left, HAVU Gaming on your right. There is a lot to talk about, the individual matchups, the minutia of what is going to make this series what it is. So excited to get into the breakdown. Of course, so excited to get into what this series is going to be. So extremely happy about, getting to cover this, as I do want to get into, what this matchup is going to be. Again, we do have a lot to talk about in terms of the individual matchups, the overall team stats. So let's get right down into the breakdown, Sim. We're going to start off with the centers, as we always do. Keskitalo and Dominointi, and I'll let you break this down as far as what this matchup is going to be. Goalie was fantastic, as was Misty. However, not the two that we're talking about today.
Yeah, sort
These
of
are
the
two that we are talking about today.
sort of a very similar kind of thing. Dominointi, very strong in the faceoff, 56.2%. Keskitalo at 44.4%. So again, he's got a lot to prove here. I think, as we saw last time, the better center dominated the first game. The second one was able to make adjustments, and in the next game, and sort of win it back for his team a bit more. I'm curious to see if we'll see that. Obviously, we've seen Dominointi play many times. He is absolutely outstanding. The point totals speak for itself: 12 goals, 14 assists, 26 points in 8 games played. More than just that defensive center who wins faceoffs.
Not to say that isn't important, of course, but yes, obviously, when you look at Keskitalo, I mean, again, like the numbers look a little bit slanted, of course. Still, a very solid option. I think the key for him in this game, stay out of the box. He's a little bit up there in terms of penalty minutes, and that is going to be a factor. But of course, everybody on SJ Gaming is up there in terms of penalty minutes, as we will continue to talk about. But absolutely dominating one of the premier centers in this league. And again, much like with the first matchup that we covered today, a similar disadvantage in theory for SJ Gaming when it comes to the draws. We'll see whether or not that lives to tell the tale. It doesn't always tell the case or tell the story. It isn't always the case heading in to the matchups once it finally happens. Speaking of matchups, the winger matchup. Let's take a look at these four. For SJ Gaming, Yakuri and that phenomenal mood lighting. Makari on his right against Pawanzo and Flyer Kung.
Yeah, and the guy to look for, in my opinion, is, of course, Flyer Kungen. He is just phenomenal. Second place with 13 goals, first in assists with 17, first in points with 30. He is leading the way amongst everyone. And it's just, if HAVU want to continue on their way, which I think they can, he's going to be a pretty big factor. And their opponents in SJ Gaming, they can allow a few goals here. So this could be bad for them if they're not able to kind of limit them. But on the flip side, Yakuri and Makari, they're scoring at decent rates. You'd like to see more out of Makari for sure, but as a team, their scoring is a bit down. So look to these wingers to really try to get going on the scoring side of things.
Difficult matchup for SJ Gaming. S whatever gaming. Sin, here's the thing. On occasion, you can just get completely tongue-tied, and again, you seem like a fool. However, banana costume. So I'll never see him or appear more foolish than that. SJ Gaming. It's easy for me to say, right? It's easy for everybody to say. They have a difficult job ahead of them. They do, believe it or not. Don't take my word for it, because I can barely put words together. Taking a look at the defensive matchup, of course, again, for SJ Gaming, a very difficult job ahead of them. But if there are defensemen that could get the job done, I would say it is Terity and Abali. But again, on the other side with Nasu and Vilikun, it's a tough matchup for SJ Gaming overall, despite being in third place in this league and being a very solid team.
Yeah, and I think we see a very clear kind of strategy from SJ Gaming. Abali is kind of more of the puck mover, the guy who's going to have the puck more, with 125 giveaways, leading his team and only 19 takeaways. So he seems to be, I wouldn't say one-dimensional, but definitely seems to like he wants to be the puck mover, or maybe just gets exposed by these team forechecks. And Terity on the other side has the more points, more takeaways, less giveaways. So definitely seems like the more complete package back there. And on the flip side, Nasu, Ville, I think last year it was almost flip-flopped. Nasu was leading in points, but that just goes to show you both Nasu and Ville, incredible at, moving the puck around, creating those opportunities and scoring just both sides of the puck. They're incredible.
I mean, first and foremost, before we move to the goaltender matchup, it is the battle of the tracksuit and the 24-inch pythons, Terity and Vilikun. We'll see how that plays out ultimately. Speaking of the goaltender matchup, again, Hiatala, the battle of the power mustache. You can't just call it a mustache. That is a power tash right there against the phenomenal beard, the face of ECL Season 9, Hanselinho. Sin, what a matchup this is.
Yeah, facial hair aside, I mean, the numbers don't look too great for Hiatala yet. I mean, he's got to, maybe kind of got to lock it down a bit more. He's facing, 11.4 shots per game. It's not massive, but you can understand why that save percentage might be a bit lower without the higher volume. But the 2.6 goals against is something that you kind of want to look out for. Now, that could be on his defense as well. You can't always put it just on the goaltender. And with the handlebar mustache, you feel like this guy can't be wrong, right? Not on his own. Like, it's just too powerful.
I mean, if I'm a member of SJ Gaming, am I going to blame him if we lose? Not with that thing staring me down. Not a chance. Not a hope. Very intrigued to see how this goes down. Again, Hiatala has faced a decent workload, facing 11.5 shots per game. But again, That 77 save percentage, strong numbers given the circumstances. I think the key here, Anselino, just 6.25 shots against per game. Not surprising to see the GAA at an even 1.0. So, of course, the individual matchups, interesting enough. We do have quite a bit to talk to. I want to get, though, to the keys to the game for SJ Gaming, because there are some very interesting points here to talk about, mainly when it comes to team stats. And that brings us to the luck factor. I had the ability to cover an SJ Gaming game not that long ago with our very own Drew Goldfarb, and the key to that for us in that series that we covered for them was, can they stay out of the box? Because they take the most penalty minutes, yet they have a perfect penalty kill. 37 penalty minutes, 100% on the penalty kill. And we speculated, how much longer could that possibly last? And then they did not allow a single power play goal in that series, as unlikely as that seemed. Again, how long can their luck last? The most penalized team in the elite division, a picture-perfect penalty kill, and really, Sin, that the penalties really do come from the fact that they are an extremely aggressive team, third most hits in the league. Intrigued to see whether or not they can, again, dodge the bullet somehow. A picture-perfect penalty kill through their first 10 games.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be tested when it comes to HAVU. I think they just need to stay out of the box. They cannot rely on their penalty kill. HAVU is just way too good. 30.77% on the power play. But as we move on to our next point here, putting pucks on net. It sounds simple, but it is not going to be easy. How do you solve the defensive capability of a HAVU team who only allows 6.25 shots per game? That is a steep mountain to climb and an even tougher one to get over. You could try as best you can, but HAVU, they just seem like a team who could just take over a game, and you'd be lucky to even get the puck sometimes.
And again, that is why our final point is slay the dragon. HAVU, one of two remaining undefeated teams. EASHL, the other undefeated team at a 6-0. HAVU Gaming, a perfect 8-0 on the season. So a pretty tall task ahead for SJ Gaming here, heading into this series. Again, a home and home against HAVU Gaming. And that brings us to the keys of the game, the keys to success for HAVU. And Sin, they've been on a revenge tour again. The runner-up last year. I hate to bring it up. I feel bad for bringing it up as often as we do, especially given the circumstances. But sometimes it is those extremely tough losses, those character-building losses that eventually get a team back on top. Now, HAVU Gaming, it's not as if they've never won anything before. They are a prolific franchise, no doubt about it. But last year we talked about it. 3-1 series lead in the final against Linköping. They lose that series in 7. Hence this revenge tour. Again, they have been dominant in every aspect. 4.88 goals for per game. Only the one against, as you saw with Hanselino's goals against average. They are playing to win. They are playing, again, to, I would say, really kind of acquire what they thought was going to be theirs, what maybe perhaps should have been theirs last year, and that is another ECL title.
Yeah, they're all in right here. The adversity can sometimes be a good thing. We saw it with Linköping last year. Now HAVU, they have something to prove, and they're going to come out as strong as they can. And they, our next point is that they're opportunists, and you kind of have to be to maintain your spot on top. SJ Gaming, as we mentioned, leading the league in penalty minutes. HAVU has a top 4 power play in that 30% mark. So if they can capitalize on these chances that SJ Gaming might give them, that goes beyond just the power plays. We alluded to the fact that Abeli back on the back end really kind of has a tendency to turn the puck over. HAVU Gaming, if they start capitalizing on those turnovers away as well, the games can get out of hand very quickly.
And again, we talk about discipline. Now, HAVU right now out of 16 teams, the 5th fewest total penalties, But as we've talked about, it's about keeping up the pressure. It's about forcing SJ into mistakes and ultimately forcing them to take penalties. You don't want to give them the opportunity to really get back into the game because, again, SJ Gaming, the picture-perfect penalty kill, but also, a decent power play, not quite in the top half, unfortunately. But, again, a team of that caliber, that ability, 6th in total goals for, they certainly have that ability to make you pay. So with HAVU, it's not so much a matter of their discipline being questioned. It's just more of a matter of stay out of the box, keep up the pressure, and ultimately, I mean, if HAVU has their way, SJ Gaming is going to crack under that pressure. It is just about keeping up that intensity, that relentless effort in the offensive zone that HAVU is able to throw forward. So we are just about ready, at least we do hope here, with the beginning of this series. Again, a home and home, 2 games against third rated SJ Gaming, 6-3-1 on the season, heading into action tonight against undefeated top dog HAVU Gaming, looking to continue their undefeated starts to this season. Now, Sim, we might have a little bit more time to kill here, a little bit more time on our hands. So again, I just want to remind people that if you're watching us on Twitch right now, drop us a follow if you haven't already. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, that way you have an easier time and get the alerts every time that we go live, whether with ECL action or with NACL action, of course, the North American side of things. NHLGamer.com has all the information that you need for every league. Check it out if you haven't already. Tremendous articles on there as well. Some top-notch writers putting forth their best effort. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You gotta love the gram, as you gotta look at the top 10 goalies thus far. You see where Hans Soligno happens to be. Sin, the most impressive thing to me, you look at that top 3, of course, with those save percentages. Again, Hans Soligno is the premier, arguably the premier, if not, maybe it isn't even a debate, the premier goaltender in this league, the top goalie last year, and you see where he is right now in terms of those rankings. It just goes to show the level of competition that is within this league. But again, obviously, this really does set the stage for a difficult challenge for SJ Game.
Definitely. They're going to have to not only beat Hans Soligno back there, but get around the defense. And when you get around the defense in some of, those rare occasions, I mean, Hans Soligno's back there, and he is absolutely fantastic. To have an 84 save percentage while only facing just over 6 shots per game it's big, because then you got to think some of those shots that are coming in, you're going to face a couple high-quality opportunities per game, no matter how many shots are on. And by the looks of it, he's stopping most of them, and that is, it's intimidating to go up against a goaltender like that.
Absolutely. Sid, we are just moments away from the first game of 2, again, between SJ Gaming and HAVU Gaming. Do you have a prediction putting you on the hot seat? Do HAVU Gaming stay undefeated?
I think they do. I simply think that they have the keys to beat a team like SJ Gaming, who don't score a ton of goals. They're 6th in the league, and not bad, but they allow quite a few goals. And HAVU, I think, if they start capitalizing early, they have a chance to run away with these games. But I definitely think that they can 2-0 here and continue their undefeated streak. They are just looking exceptionally strong.
We shall see how it plays out. The time has arrived. Again, we call it a biggie, and for good reason. There you see SJ Gaming, currently 3rd in the standings, going up against number 1. Look at the team unity for HAVU Gaming, looking to stay undefeated. We will see how the action plays out. Again, shout out to our sponsors, ISC Sports and Prisma Gaming, bringing you the action. Let's do this, and let's see how this goes down. So excited to see how this plays out. HAVU in the black, of course, the home team, the opportunity on the near post there, or at least, home team in this instance. That was Flyer Kungan there. The opportunity on the near post didn't quite go. SJ Gaming in possession right now. The opportunity for Makari. Now Tarity in possession, quickly loses it back. The help is there. Pressure in front, a scramble. HAVU have it. And it's Nasu looking to lead the charge. Huge burst of speed from the defenseman. Brings it down into the corner. Flyer Kungan the opportunity on the near post. But Hiatala makes the save. What a rush there from Nasu. Phenomenally done.
Yeah, turning on the afterburners, saw the space, gained the zone. That's a confident defender right there, and he gets to where HAVU wants to go. They love to set up down low to establish their offensive attack, and they're getting to their game plan immediately.
Obli not able to find that breakout pass. This will go down for icing. Again, Dominointi, the center for HAVU Gaming, has a big advantage in terms of face-off percentage against Keskitalo of SJ Gaming, but we'll see how it plays out in the face-off dot. And again, HAVU able to win it. One time from the point, deflected. Near opportunity there, but Obli able to come up with it. Here come SJ on the counter. But an offside there. Again, we saw the little bit of a lack of communication in the first matchup that we covered. Don't expect to see that all that often, but with the intensity that SJ Gaming play with, won't be surprised to see it happen a little bit more often than perhaps you'd expect, as Keskitalo's pass attempt goes all the way back to the SJ zone. Flyer Kungan giving chase. Risky move there from Obli, but he survives. Don't know if that was intentional or not, but if it was, potentially playing with fire. Keskitalo not able to work his way through. Nasu again has the puck, able to find Flyer or Pawanso there on that right-hand side. His left. Again, the opportunity. Dominointi looking to battle his way through. Great bit of defense there from SJ Gaming to hold off the pressure. But HAVU right back in possession. Nasu taking his time. Good patience with the puck. Finds Flyer, the captain, but he turns it over. Opportunity for SJ. Shot on and a big glove save. Hanselino robbing Yakuri on a great chance for SJ Gaming here off the turnover.
Yeah, and that's just what they want to be able to do. If they can find those turnovers and get HAVU Gaming on the back ropes. We talked about it in the pregame. They don't want to give up those sort of chances and let the game, fall away from them.
Big turnover there, but nothing comes of it. Yakuri doing a great job right now for SJ. Trying to create these chances. Flyer finds Dominointi between the legs. Pass back to Flyer Kungan, but he couldn't pull the trigger. HAVU Gaming perhaps looking for the highlight reels. Dominointi, the shot on the near post. Denied again. And we'll see how it plays out. Puck back down in the corner. Shot again at the near post for Dominointi. Just doesn't quite go through. And now SJ Gaming survived that one. Back in possession here. And we'll see what they're able to do. Opportunity. Pass in front. Loose puck. Recovered by HAVU. But now again, SJ in possession. Unable to pull the trigger on a shot, though. Again, the quick cycle. And HAVU back on the attack. Dominointi has it. Finds Flyer. Can't get the shot off. Tarity was there. Now in possession of it for SJ Gaming. Great bit of patience. Takes his time. Puck sent up. Doesn't quite go. Chopped down by Villi. Now again, Flyer Kungan sends it down low. Opportunity on the near post. Quickly done by Pawanso. But Hiatala was there to make the cover.
I've been quite impressed with SJ Gaming thus far. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of pressuring HAVU and trying to forcing them into making mistakes, and it's a good job of it so far. And kudos to Keskitalo, even on the faceoffs right there after that one, 3-3.
So this one goes offside. 4:49 remain here in the first period. Again, the battle between third-ranked SJ Gaming and first-ranked undefeated HAVU Gaming at a perfect 8-0. Thus far, one of two remaining undefeated teams. The other team being, at a perfect 6-0 thus far. So really not able to hold on to that one. Yakuri has it. But ultimately, this is another offside call for SJ Gaming here. A couple of them thus far sitting here in the first period.
Yeah, kind of slowing down the pace a bit, which I guess would work more in HAVU's favor, as they do have the face-off advantage, winning another one right there, and perhaps gives them a bit more control. But excellent job so far by SJ Gaming to not allow them to get established.
Yakuri in possession, shot on, saved by Hanselino. Big stretch pass, Pawanso. Looking to find space, tried to throw it back in front, intercepted by Tarity. Now it's Makari. Obli has it. feeds it up to Yakuri, but he loses it to the pressure. Nasu takes a huge hit, recovered by Ville, though. And again, takes his time. You see the patience on display from the HAVU defenseman. Flyer not able to find the pass. Good chance here for Yakuri. Does he have the speed? Backhand on. And a save by Hanselino. 32.4 remains here in the first period of play. The first game of two between two of the top dogs right now in ECL Elite. Escatalo, big chance here on the draw. The tie-up, clean win for HAVU. Ville stepping up. He'll be able to make the play here. Will not. The interception from Terity. SJ Gaming sent it back down low. Wisely killed the time. And that'll do it for the first period. So perhaps a bit more of a feeling out process through the opening stages of the first 20 minutes. A couple of chances for both teams. And a gigantic hit to lead the way. That you might need some ice bags if you're Nasu after taking a hit like that.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hit and almost resulted in a massive turnover. Luckily, his partner back there, Ville, able to recover the puck and slow things down once again. But yeah, you mentioned it. Kind of both teams almost feeling them out. The pace so far hasn't been that big, but that's often the case we see with these very high-level teams. They do not want to get in a hole early because they know if they're behind early on by 1, even 2 goals, that can often spell the doom, because these top teams, they know how to, take the lead, hold on to it, dictate the pace, force the other team out of their comfort zone. So I'm expecting to see the pace come up a bit more here in the second, but so far SJ Gaming doing a really good job of preventing HAVU from getting set up in the offensive zone, even sometimes entering the offensive zone. So look for HAVU to try a few different things here in the second period to get those zone entries, because as we said, they love to set up down low, and their down low cycle is fast and deadly.
I think the key again for SJ through that first period, you stayed out of the box. Have to keep that up, have to keep the discipline on point. Near offside for HAVU, but they still have it. Shot off the pipe. Good chance for Nasu early on. And HAVU capitalized, still in possession. Villicun steps in, drives the net, loose puck. Dominoenti not able to get a piece of it. SJ back in control. It's Abali now. Burst of speed for the right defenseman. Passes back to Keskitalo, back down low again. Abali tried to test the near post. Makari not able to reach for that puck, and they will reset. Hurry into the zone. HAVU back in possession. Flyer Kungan able to find the pass over to Puanso. A little bit of traffic in front there. Keskitalo comes up with it. Now along that left side wall, and again another turnover for Terity. You have to limit those. Puanso shot just wide of the post. SJ back in control. Another chance for Terity. Another turnover, though. HAVU back in possession. Puanso has it. Back to the point for Ville. The pass in front doesn't go. So HAVU right now, relentless pressure, but not able to capitalize off of these turnovers on the SJ Gaming breakout. But there's another one, Sin. You'll get a chance to speak at some point. The pass ends up off the pads of Hiatala. But again, no clear-cut opportunities for HAVU despite this pressure. They finally, that being SJ Gaming, work it out. Or can they get into the offensive zone? Loose puck trickles down. Recovered by Nasu. Takes the hit. Good chance here for SJ Gaming. Opportunity. The puck in front. Finds its way back to the point. Shot on is blocked down by Flyer Kungan. Opportunity again is denied, and here come HAVU. Flyer with that burst of speed. Tries to sauce in front of Dominoenti. Just doesn't quite go through. Fast-paced action here through the second period. The game's opened up a little bit. Flyer sends it back down low. See what Nasu's able to do. The pass up to Puanso. Drops it back again. A little bit of a cycle. Flyer back to the point again. Methodical passing from HAVU, but SJ Gaming doing a great job of defending. They're back in control. Still having trouble with clear breakouts, though. Yakuri not able to find the pass. Here comes HAVU again. Puanso, between the legs move, doesn't work. Abali defended well. And again, now a chance for SJ Gaming, a little bit of trouble. HAVU right back in on the attack, and just nothing happening right now for SJ Gaming through the neutral zone.
No, HAVU is doing an incredible job of cutting off the passing lanes and almost had a deadly one with Puanso in the lane. Didn't quite get the intercept, but if he did, he would have had a partial breakaway.
Puanso back to the point. And now back down low, Puanso the Flyer. They're looking for that low cycle, as you said. They love those quick passes. Flyer back in possession, dishes it back to the point. Opportunity. Silicone, Nasu tries to throw it on. Accidentally, I think, chips it all the way back to his defensive zone. They'll maintain possession, though. 4 minutes remain here in the second period. Again, the first game of two between two of our top teams. A stalemate thus far. HAVU Gaming not able to take advantage of SJ struggles on the breakout. Another turnover for Tarity. Flyer Kungan has it. In the corner. Looking to find the pass. Dominoiti has it. Throws it in front. Powanzo just couldn't get on the other end of it. Yakuri having trouble. Excellent back-checking pressure from Powanzo. Puck finds its way to Tarity. SJ back in possession. Huge hit from Powanzo again. SJ Gaming, though, holding on to possession. Can they find a zone entry? Not even close. Powanzo back to the point. Again, now in front. SJ Gaming come up with it. Can they finally work their way into the offensive zone? They have it here, but they lose it. Dominoiti and Powanzo with room to work. Powanzo back to Dominoiti, but he can't get the shot on. And a huge opportunity for HAVU Gaming just doesn't come to fruition. And Sin, I don't know what's going on today, but low-scoring affairs. SJ Gaming, though, lucky to still be in this game. HAVU, that normal clinical finishing just hasn't been there.
Yeah, but they got the takeover mode engaged in that second period. That's what we kind of maybe expected to see almost from the get-go. We saw that feeling out process, and I think that they're just looking to find any sort of trends that SJ Gaming kind of has, and immediately they started jumping on them in that second period, cutting off the passing lanes, collapsing on the puck carry as they crossed the blue line, and lucky on that last one, Abali, I believe that was, with a heroic effort on the back check to break up that one-time chance. And yeah, as you said, SJ Gaming lucky to still be tied in this one because HAVU is completely taken over.
Third period underway. Still looking for our opening goal. Curry can't make the play, and it's HAVU right back in possession. Arkunga not able to hold the line. HAVU, though, maintaining the puck. Now again, it's Kungan down that left-hand side. Down low to Powanzo. Has space to work, but loses it off the back of the net. Makari able to grab it. Still in possession. Somehow comes up with it. But you see the layers to the neutral zone trap for HAVU. A bit of space here, though. Opportunity. But again, Nasu is there to take it away. Powanzo drops back for Nasu. Defenseman steps down and then finds Dominoiti in the corner. But again, SJ Gaming defending well, holding on. One goal away from putting the pressure on HAVU.
Yeah, they're just not moving the puck quick enough on their breakouts, and HAVU, it's really giving HAVU the chance to cut off those lanes and put the hits on and get two guys onto that puck carry. Just a few more quicker decisions from SJ Gaming, and I think they can start breaking that puck out. But as of right now, HAVU pressuring them in all three zones and benefiting a lot. Not yet on the scoreboard, but if they keep this up, they're getting one soon.
Don't know what it is about the name SJ Gaming, but it is a tongue twister on occasion, as the stream has clearly displayed. I had to make myself feel better about my own mistake, buddy. Sorry to throw you under the bus. I am a terrible broadcast partner, as Keskitalo has the puck over the blue line for SJ Gaming, but again, nothing there for SJ thus far. This will go down for icing. That's an interesting way to earn a rare offensive zone draw. If you're SJ, big chance here for Keskitalo on the draw. Try and generate some offense, but Dominoiti, a difficult man to beat. Puck drop, tie up. HAVU's going to come up with this, or not, off the puck chop. And again, HAVU back in possession. Good bit of passing there, working well with Villiku, and the opportunity here now for HAVU to finally find that goal at the desperate for. Great poke check, though. This goes all the way back to the HAVU zone. We're approaching the halfway point of the third period. Surprising to us, certainly, to have not seen the goal as this puck goes offside. 10:43 remains here in the third period. Again, a stalemate between two of the top three teams in the Elite Division thus far this season. Clean win for Keskitalo, but SJ still struggling to work their way through the neutral zone. As we are going to have a power play here, Sin, the opportunity. It is Tarity going to the box. The left defenseman for SJ called for slashing. Dominoiti drawing the call. And this is exactly what SJ Gaming had to avoid. HAVU to the power play. but a good opening draw win for Keskitalo, and it clears the zone.
Ooh, just got out of the zone. I was a little worried with that slap around the boards if he was going to be able to cut that off, but good clear right there.
HAVU looking to get established. Billy Kuhn throws it back. One-timer goes just wide. The bomb from the point from Nasu just couldn't find its target. Here's Dominointi, looks for the sauce pass. Intercepted well by Abali. Can he make the clear? Being pressured by Flyer Kungan. Now multiple layers down there for HAVU on the forecheck. Abali still in possession, just holding it, trying to kill time in his own defensive zone. HAVU have it, the bomb from the point! And finally, HAVU have their breakthrough. Nasu able to hit the target this time. A risky play from Abali, and ultimately it backfires.
Yeah, he kind of put himself in a tough position. I think the first time he got the puck, he had a bit of a window to get the clear. He hesitated slightly, and then 3 men converged on him. And from that point, you really can't throw it out. If you throw it out, it'll be a turnover towards the slot or on the boards with some space. He almost kind of pigeonholed himself into holding on to that. And when you give HAVU a chance like that, they capitalize. The pass back to the point, the one-time opportunity, getting the goalie overcommitting to the right-hand side. 1-0 here for HAVU.
Nasu's second goal of the season. The difference maker thus far, 8:15 remains. Here in this third period, the power play tally. We talked about it for SJ Gaming. Stay out of the box to give yourselves the best chance to win. They take a penalty and sin. That is, of course, the first goal that they have allowed on the penalty kill all season. Opportunity there on the puck in front. Felt like the moment of that was overshadowed by the fact that we finally had a goal. Flyer throws one on. Yatala able to suck that one in. Holds on to it. 6:10 remaining. But again, SJ Gaming, the league's most penalized team, had a perfect penalty kill until they ran into HAVU Gaming. Nasu's shot from the point, the difference maker. Villikun has it. Goes down to Flyer Coogan. Now Puanzo tries to throw it back in front. Nasu pinches, comes up with it. HAVU feeling it now. Dominointi has it. Still battling for it in the corner. Tries to throw it back to the point. Intercepted by Yakuri. Does he have the speed to get past Villikun? He does not. Puck still up for grabs. HAVU. Smart pass over to the half wall. Flyer Kungan has it now. The captain of the team. Tries to find Dominointi. Intercepted well by Abali. 3.5 remain. SJ Gaming. Desperate for a goal now. Puanzo. Over the line. Opportunity again. Snuffed out well by Terady. But still HAVU on the attack. Now it's Yakuri for SJ Gaming. Finds Keskitalo. Abali tries to get it deep. Yakuri battling for it. Can't come up with it. HAVU back in possession. 1.5 to go. Puanzo. Bit of space. Backspin to protect. Now back to the point again. Flyer Kungan sends it into the corner. Recovered by Puanzo. Tried to find Dominointi down low. Couldn't do it. Precious time ticking off the clock. Puanzo's shot blocked down. SJ Gaming in possession. But again, that clock is ticking. Yakuri trying to find his way through the neutral zone. Finds Abali. Can't make the move, but they're still in possession. Abali, the spin. And SJ Gaming will go to the power play. Abali drawing the call, the hook. This is their opportunity. Sin just 2 registered shots, but you're going to the power play. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, huge opportunity right there. Good moves by Abali there, going for the spinorama. Oftentimes, you can freeze a defenseman. When you do that spin towards the and looking towards the slot, oftentimes you're going to pass right off it to try to spread out the defense. Ville had no choice but to kind of, stay right where he was, and that gave Abali a step when he was starting to cut behind the net, and so the stick lift of Ville just gets, a little bit behind him and hooks him, and SJ Gaming need this face-off win. They need this power play goal.
Chance on the draw. HAVU come up with it and clear. 30 seconds remain here. Abali bursts to speed through the neutral zone. Finds Yakuri. Now Keskitalo. Back to Yakuri. Tries to drive the net. No space. Still battling for it. HAVU come up with it. Can't send it all the way down. Cut off at the pass. Abali throws it on. Rebound chance was there for Keskitalo. Couldn't get the shot on. At least not with any mustard on it. SJ Gaming running out of time. Final 5 seconds. Keskitalo's hitting the neutral zone. Opportunity late. A trip. HAVU Gaming survive. They stay undefeated thus far. not in the most convincing of fashions on the scoreboard, but Sin, the scoreboard doesn't always tell the full story. They were in complete control of that game from start to finish.
Yeah, I think, maybe in the first period it was a bit more even, but as they proved at the beginning of the second period, that first period of theirs, they were just waiting to strike. They looked for the weaknesses, they found the weaknesses, and then in the rest of the game, they began to capitalize on those weaknesses, completely dominating the puck control game, completely getting the majority of the shots and the chances, and SJ Gaming just seemed to not have an answer. And wow, I mean, even when HAVU made a mistake, it seemed like their recoveries were on point, especially when it came to Nasu and Ville, when they had a couple lapses where an odd man could have happened. Their switches, their communication were on point, and they bought time for their forwards to get back on the back check and break up the plays. Just a tremendous team effort from HAVU in that game.
The overbearing neutral zone presence for HAVU Gaming was the difference in that one ultimately. Again, just a near complete shutdown effort. Again, SJ Gaming, third best team in the league heading into this game, 6th rated offense in terms of total goals for, but completely shut down there. And again, I think we kind of alluded towards it. If there was a team that they could run into, or at least one of the teams they could run into that could make them pay and finally end that perfect penalty kill streak, it was ultimately HAVU Gaming. Again, 37 penalty minutes, no power play goals against. 39 penalty minutes, though. That was the breaking point, unfortunately. So Terity has to live with that. His penalty, that infraction, ultimately what leads to the first power play goal against. Now, Sin, in talking about this matchup and what we're going to see here in the second matchup, because as we talked about, two high-powered offenses. HAVU Gaming, top offense in the league, also the top defense. And I think we saw that on display. The goals didn't come for them. They had a ton of chances. They just couldn't make the most of a lot of those turnovers. But it was that defense, and it starts really in the offensive zone. And if you can find a way to get the breakout, okay, cool. Then you have to find a way through the neutral zone.
Yeah, and
it's those layers that ultimately SJ Gaming just could not break down.
Yeah, and it's very amazing to see a team who's able to forecheck, then still disrupt you in the neutral zone and still hold the blue line. HAVU is very unique in their design and how they play. It's pressure all over the ice, and they will kind of force you into positions as a puck carrier that you don't want to be in, but that they want you to be in. It's very artistic how they're able to kind of put you in those spots, and SJ Gaming had no answer for it, and HAVU just proving why they are the top team here. Now 9-0 on the season, and Hanselinho, he made the saves. He didn't have a ton of action back there, but he made the saves he needed to. There was a couple close calls, but overall, SJ Gaming have got to try to find a way to get some more chances because, well, only 18 goals for on the season thus far.
It's not often that a shutout is essentially completely overlooked for as long as it took us to point it out. It was Hanselinho's 4th shutout of the season. He was already first amongst goaltenders. A big congratulations to him, but that just goes to show the team performance in front of him and what the story of that game was. As again, you get a look at the updated standings. HAVU, as it stands, the #1 team in the league. We mentioned Jyväskylä as well, an undefeated team at 6-0. They have won out so far. They are also up to 8-0 on the season. Linköping, shockingly, dropping a game yesterday, so their undefeated run ended. So you see SJ Gaming there right now down into 4th on the same point pace as Kova Esports, and we'll continue to see what Kova is able to do. But again, you got to look at those updated standings, and perhaps the teams I, in a way, would expect to see. And obviously, we're focused on the top half because of HAVU, but you also got to look at that right side of the bracket and how close the points are there. The top 3 teams on the right side of the bracket, which are the teams that are on the outside. Again, if you're on the left, that's where you want to be. You're in the playoffs. If you're on the right, you're on the outside looking in. So you see how close the race is right now through the early stages of the season, and we still have a decent way to go at this point. But as we mentioned, the 2 top teams undefeated at the top of the standings. As you get a look now at the updated goalie statistics as well. And if the numbers weren't impressive for Hanselinho enough, again, he entered that game with an 84% save percentage. now up to an 85. Of course, the goals against average drops just a tick. And very impressive numbers. Fair play to Hiatala, though. He made some big saves that he really did have to make to kind of keep the team in it. Again, HAVU didn't exactly, capitalize on all of their chances, but Hiatala still gave his team an opportunity to win.
Yes, he did. He kept them in it as best as he could, and the goals that were allowed, I mean, I don't think he could have done too much to prevent it. And it's a tough situation to go up against an offensive team as capable as HAVU, and as for how much they dominated play. Defensively, SJ did okay, but for the Hiatala back there did exceptionally well.
As you get a look at the updated team stats, we are just a few moments away from the start of our fourth and final game of this broadcast, the second game of the home and home series, SJ Gaming and HAVU Gaming. HAVU, of course, winning that one by the score of 1-0, staying perfect on the season now at 9-0 and still atop of the ECL Elite standings. But there you see 40 goals for, just 8 against. And for SJ Gaming, you now have a blemish on that record, down to a 95% penalty kill on the season. Now, Sin, as we are just about ready to go, you predicted that HAVU would stay undefeated, perhaps rightfully so. Are you sticking with that prediction? Do they go with a perfect 10-0 with Ibivaskala still trailing behind and just trying to keep up this ridiculous pace that HAVU is setting so far?
I think so. The way they played in that second and third period was exactly what we expected, a dominating performance. And I think we're going to see them come out of the gate strong like that again. The first period, yeah, it was a feeling out process. I'm not too sure what adjustments SJ Gaming can make besides some more quicker decisions with the puck, but HAVU have an answer for that. And I think that they are good enough to not be fooled by any sort of things that SJ Gaming are going to throw at them. Expect HAVU Gaming to maybe come out a bit harder than they did in the first period last game, and just continue where they left off in dominating fashion.
For SJ Gaming, as Sin mentioned, quicker decision making, perhaps a little bit more creativity. They are the home team in the black and red, HAVU in white. Again, HAVU looking to stay undefeated on the season. See what they're able to do. Opportunity for Puanzo, steps in, and he buries it. Worst case scenario for SJ Gaming. Puanzo scores 48 seconds into the game. Sin, what a nightmare start for SJ Gaming. What a goal for Puanzo.
Yep, and that's exactly what HAVU wanted to do there. Carry on from where they left off, and Puanzo, excellently done. Races for the loose puck, toe drags immediately, and the defenseman at that point out of position. He has a lane to the net and makes no mistake putting it by Hiatala. Tough break for him, but a great play there by Puanzo to put his team up 1-0.
A toe drag through 3 defensemen as this one goes offside. We talked about the potential for highlight reel goals, perhaps a play of the week. Puanzo gets a little bit of a shout there. Again, a toe drag through 3 defensemen. Not exactly an easy feat.
No, game's far from over, plenty more time, but that one has to be thought about for days to come.
Good passing there with Dominointi involved with the defenseman. Once again, the neutral zone battle. HAVU get it right back. SJ Gaming need to solve the breakout. You need to get more pressure. Obviously, the strategy of bend, don't break. You've already broken down at least once. Good chance here. Terity not able to do anything. And again, it's right back into the SJ Gaming zone. They're in possession here for the moment. Dangerous moment there. Dominointi nearly took it off of Keskitalo. And here's Yakuri. Tries to find Keskitalo again, but the pressure was there. Quick breakout pass. Flyer Kungan couldn't find the extra play. Puck over the blue line now, but again, HAVU right back in possession right now. SJ Gaming, opportunity here, though, off the turnover. And again, you just look at the layers. Puanzo quickly adapts and gets back to help out. Flyer Kungan, the space off the pads. Puanzo, the second chance. Smart play from Flyer Kungan to throw it off the pads to toss past him, but Puanzo just couldn't find the space.
Yeah, HAVU is beginning to put on the clinic right now, as we kind of expect them to. The transition's strong. Their defensive layers are strong. And as we see him win a faceoff here with more chance for offense.
Kungan down in the corner. Tries to throw it in front to Dominante. Flyer Kungan still has it. Buries it on the backhand. HAVU Gaming have found that offensive touch. They are making the most of these opportunities. The captain makes it happen. 2-0 HAVU.
Yeah, and once again, just showing how dangerous they are down low with the cycle. And Flyer Kungen, I mean, the leading point scorer in the ECL, just recently hit 1,000 points in his career, and proving why right now. The backhand, I mean, looking for the pass initially, putting it onto the short side, and Hiatala having to respect the pass threat, got caught moving just a little bit. 2-0 for HAVU, not even halfway through the first.
A tough break and a frustrating turn of events for Hiatala, but ultimately it comes down to the bombardment that his defensive zone has been under through the first game and change here thus far. Again, Flyer Kungen, that goal on the backhand, great bit of patience. And this was worst case scenario for SJ Gaming. Polanco along the half wall, dishes it back to the point. One-timer, big save, second chance for Polanco, and Hiatala was there. Polanco, I don't think, getting exactly what he wanted there on the far side. Makari shut down. HAVU Gaming, top offensive team in the league, but again, keep in mind the top defensive team, and you're seeing why. But the chance here for Yakuri. Throws it back to the point. Teradi's there. Shot on. Blocked down in front. Quickly led out here by Villikun. The opportunity now, Flyer Kungen. Looks to cut back. Loses it. Curry back in possession for SJ Gaming. Desperate for a chance. This one's going to be offside, though. 8:22 remains here in the first period. A 2-0 lead for HAVU Gaming. Again, in control of that first game, but had to grind out a 1-0 victory. But right now, absolutely in the driver's seat, as if they weren't already. As Abali can't get that clean over the line. And HAVU right back in control of the puck. Good bit of back pressure there from Keskitalo. Polanco gives chase. SJ Gaming still struggling to find their way through the neutral zone. Polanco has it for HAVU. A little bit of puck protection, maybe trying to draw a call. So one thing SJ Gaming have done well is stay out of the box, with the exception of one instance in Game 1. That's what led to the winning goal. And now Teradi for SJ. Tries to cut back. Polanco's there on the steal. Tries the jump deep. Draws the call. And just as we talked about, Sin, we really are the touch of death when it comes to talking about what teams are doing well, because then it immediately goes oh so wrong. As that is Teradi to the box again. I didn't want to say his name, Sin. I wanted to hold off. HAVU back to the power play.
Yeah, and this is dangerous now. This game can get out of hand. A good face-off win right there. They got to get the clear. They do. But I don't know how SJ Gaming can kind of come back to that. It seems like they're starting to make quicker decisions, but some of those decisions may not be the best ones.
Polanco in possession, steps into the circle. Back down again. Polanco still has it. Flyer Kungen looking around. You see the cycle. Methodical. They know exactly what they're looking for. Trying to generate space. Stolen well, though, by Abali, and he's able to make the clear. 40 seconds remain here on the HAVU power play. Again, credit to SJ Gaming, the top penalty kill in the league. Might not be perfect anymore, but still the best. Polanco has it in the corner. Still fighting for it. Yakuri has it. Sends it down. SJ Gaming will survive. We are back to 5-on-5 here. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first period. Opportunity for Makari. And now again he has it in the corner. Stolen away by Nasu. Dominoiti will send this one down. It will go for icing. 1:51 remains here in the first period. Perhaps a momentum-building opportunity for SJ Gaming with that successful penalty kill, but Keskitalo needs to do his part here and get a clean win against Dominoiti, and he's able to do so. Chance on the quick pass. Makari does recover. Another pass. Teradi able to hold it in. SJ looking for that low cycle. Now again back to the point for Abali. Looks to step in and test the near post. He does so. Hansalino's there. And HAVU recover. Fast minute here. SJ Gaming going to the box again. Back down low. Shot on. Save and recovered. But SJ Gaming again going back to the kill. It's going to be a hooking call. Didn't see who that was. That is Abali who was pinching down. So the defenseman, trouble right now staying out of the box for SJ Gaming. Huge chance for Dominoiti if they're able to win this draw. They are. But Nasu not able to find the pass. A little bit of a miscommunication. But still, Sin, nearly a picture-perfect start for HAVU Gaming to that first period.
Yeah, they have the 2-0 lead. They're still controlling the pace of play, and while SJ Gaming's had a couple chances, and probably more than they had all last game, they're still unable to find the back of the net, and that last penalty really felt like a frustration penalty. Obbly did a good job getting the puck in deep, getting a shot on goal from in tight. The save was made, and, you know, immediately it was, I believe, Nasu coming in to retrieve that puck, and no second opportunity, and that's what's got to be frustrating, is when you finally get into that zone, you just can't seem to recover any loose pucks. HAVU's there. They just seem to be faster, and that can wear you down mentally over the course of the game. You just feel like, I can't do anything. You feel like you're stuck in mud, and it's not so much that it's on you, but HAVU is just so quick in their decision-making and so just so good at getting to where they need to be and reading where these loose pucks are going to go. Only comes from hours and hours of practice and playing NHL.
We've used different descriptors for HAVU Gaming and their style of play, but overbearing, overwhelming, certainly two that are very, very accurate. They'll be looking to add to their lead, essentially a full 2-minute power play here to start the second period. SJ Gaming avoided disaster on the first one, but a third goal here from HAVU may very well seal the deal. HAVU quickly in on the attack here. Nasu sends it down low. Gungan, you see the quick passes, shot on from Dominointi. And again, the clear attempt doesn't quite go. Second chance, though, for Keskitalo. He sends it all the way down. 1:10 to go on this HAVU power play. Flyer Kungan, bit of space, stepping in, loses it. Keskitalo's there. Elects not to immediately clear, doesn't pay for it. Wanted to try and find Yukuri. Couldn't do so.
Yeah, they're going to have to start taking some risks right there, but that was indeed a dangerous play. Lucky he didn't pay for it right there, because buying time with an aggressive HAVU power play bearing down on you can result in disaster.
Nasu has it over the line, down for Flyer Kungan. Now Dominointi picks it up. Quick passes again back to the point. Opportunity! You saw how quickly that space developed with that quick triangle down low. But Puanzo, for whatever reason, it was a backhand shot, not on the forehand. He has to be frustrated, because that was a wide open net. Yatala couldn't get over there. Chance, though, now for SJ Gaming, trying to get one. Sends it down low. Buffered shot doesn't go. Opportunity in front. Chance, no shot on net for Yukuri. A chance that SJ Gaming can't afford to waste. We have a scrum for it in the corner. SJ still have it. Yukuri trying to hold on to it. Still now, a battle in the corner. Shot blocked in front. And HAVU back in possession, but a good bit of building from SJ Gaming in terms of momentum. Scramble for it in front. Dominointi has it. Hiatala is able to find it in the traffic and is able to cover. So the best bit of offensive pressure there for SJ Gaming. Unfortunately, they just could not dig it out of the corner.
Yeah, and maybe a bit too much of a delay right there from Yukuri. He had the shot opportunity or a pass opportunity. Didn't do either as a quick shot goes just wide.
Nearly sneaks in the Nasu shot. Turnover here again. Flyer hands it right back, but HAVU regained control. That quickly, the play can change. Shot from the point, deflects, save, loose puck covered by Hiatala. Another dangerous moment there. But SJ's netminder standing tall and keeping this a 2-goal game. Couple of very close calls. Big face-off here. Face-off's about even. Now exactly even at 6 apiece. Another good win for Keskitalo. He's in possession of it here. Now it's Obbly, the spin, loses it to Puanzo. Puanzo back in possession. Finds Nasu stepping up. Opportunity. A penalty coming up. Just a 2-minute minor. Looked like there may have been cause for a penalty shot, but I guess not enough separation. You never know what's going to happen. That's Obbly going to the box. Will the third time be the charm for HAVU Gaming?
It very well might be. You can't keep giving this team opportunities here. Won the face-off. Let's see if they get established. They cannot. Good clear right there from Terady to start things off, but I just feel like SJ Gaming a bit too indecisive at times with that last one. The penalty starts in the offensive zone. He can't gain the zone cleanly and doesn't make a pass to set things up.
Puck intercepted down low, not cleared all the way out though. Velikun was there. Now again, Flyer back to Nasu and a big glove save. Hiatala doing everything he can to keep SJ Gaming in it. Spectacular use of the leather there to again still keep this a 2-goal game. 54 seconds remain on the HAVU power play. They come up with the draw opportunity on the backhand. Another big save by Hiatala. Puanzo battling for it. Shot again. More saves from Hiatala. Standing on his head. Shot deflects wide. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. Back to the point. Villikun has it. Chance thrown in front. Intercepted by Teredy. Yakuri has it. Finds Abali fresh out of the box. Tries to cut in. Pressured by 3 defenders. And he loses it. Gigantic moment there for Hiatala. Keeping SJ Gaming in it. They survive yet another kill somehow, some way. And there's a reason why they had a picture-perfect power play. Here's Nasu, though. Tried to defend it back. Beat it back into the middle. Couldn't do so. And SJ Gaming makes something out of this. They cannot. Alonso going to give chase to this loose puck. Makari's there. Still on it. Still holding on to possession. Teredy looking to step up. He draws the penalty. And the roles are reversed. It's Nasu going to the box. A chance for SJ Gaming on the power play. 5:54 left here in the second period. And a clean win. Chance. Shot. Glove. Save. Hanselino. A little bit of a fancy bit of glove work there of his own.
And great job from the defense. I couldn't tell who it was right there, but they tied the man up in the slot, which Hanselino noticed, okay, there's going to be no backdoor pass. He's able to play the shot.
D-to-D passes here. Abali has it. Can't make the follow-up pass, but they still maintain possession. Looking for that shot. Spin doesn't work. Powanso has it, does enough to get it out of the zone, and gives chase. We've already hit the halfway point of this power play. Makari gives chase. Recovered by Dominoiti, I believe. Regardless, it's cleared out. HAVU doing a good job recovering from that early scare. Turnover here, though. Now getting into the HAVU zone. Puck up for grabs. And the puck is cleared off the slap shot. 15 seconds to go on the power play. We're going to have a call here. It's going to be a 4-on-4 SJ Gaming. An interference call. And that is going to be Yakuri going to the box. Huge chance. And it looked like it may have been an incorrect hit. Not really sure what happened there.
Yeah, it was
but regardless.
Kind of like a soft pick being set right there. I'm not sure who it was with HAVU, but it was a soft pick, and he was going for the hit on the guy trying to clear it, but ends up hitting the guy in front of him instead. Tough break right there, but yeah.
This will go down for icing. The puck sent out while it was still 4-on-4. HAVU, though, back to 5 men and have the face-off here in the offensive zone. What an unfortunate break for SJ Gaming. They lose the draw. Now again, it's Nasu and Powanso working that right-hand side of your screen. Dominoiti and Villikun. Villi looking to step in. Dominoiti still battling for it. HAVU in control. Powanso finds it. Shot from the point. Just wide. Glove side. Open net. Just missed. Nasu for Villikun. Throws it in front to Dominoiti. He can't pull the trigger. Chance to get on the near post. Flyer Kungan denied by the glove of Hiatala, doing everything he can to keep his team in this.
Yeah, he's having a phenomenal game right now, and he is just doing everything he can. SJ Gaming just not able to get on the board yet, and it's not Hiatala's fault at all. They're starting to get creative. They're starting to look for those long sort of passes, but HAVU, they're able to read that, and they're just completely shutting everything down that SJ is trying to throw at them.
Loose puck now behind the net. Recovered by Abali. Can't make the clear. We're back to 5-on-5. Nasu down to Powanso. Fended off there. Intercepted by Yakuri. Drops it back to his defense. Stopped at the blue line, though. Here's Powanso again. Final minute, of course, goes by quickly. Opportunity. Flyer Kungan to spin. Throws it back in front. Puck still up for grabs now in the corner. HAVU back in possession. Slap shot. Deflection bid doesn't go. And that will bring us to the end of the second period. So moments more so for HAVU Gaming. A little bit better luck. This game could be completely out of reach. But then for the shots that have been dangerous, ultimately, it's Hiatala making the big saves. Now, Hanselino, of course, made a couple of big saves. I wouldn't exactly call that one of them. But, hey, it counts as a save. Again, he did have a fantastic glove save earlier on in that period, but ultimately the story right now is still more of the same. The overbearing pressure from HAVU, but for the most part they haven't been able to take advantage of the SJ Gaming opportunities that they've handed to them on a silver platter And again, if it's not for Hialtala, this game is way out of reach.
Yeah, I would count at least 5 goals if Hialtala wasn't on his game as he is right now. And if you're FJ Gaming, what you got to be thinking right now is how to beat this team. And I think it starts with your decision making with the puck. Not only the speed in which you make decisions, but the sort of decisions you make. Sometimes it seems like they don't want the puck. Other times it seems like they want the puck too much. There's an instance with Terity. He had space to kind of lead the rush, and instead he forced a pass towards the middle of the ice where 2 HAVU Gaming defenders were waiting for the recipient of the pass. So it's just, they're kind of just a step off right now, and HAVU Gaming is just eating them alive with these mistakes.
Huge hit there at center ice. Not to interrupt you, but HAVU get possession back despite that monstrous hit. Of course, we expect the physical play from SJ Gaming. But right now, HAVU still in possession. Turnover there, though. Chance for your Curry. Tries to get it down low, but again, the layers to the HAVU defense. Turnover there again. HAVU looking a little bit shaky. One-timer from the point, blocked expertly. But again, SJ in possession. Shot again, blocked by his own man. Fortunately, Keskitalo getting in front of that one. Right now, SJ Gaming getting a little bit better of it. HAVU's a little bit shaky to start this third period. And ultimately, we are going to have a power play for SJ Gaming. HAVU, a slow start. It's going to be an interference call. That's Flyer Kungan going to the box. The captain takes a seat. And if you're SJ Gaming, it might be now or never. A goal here gets you right back into it.
Yeah, they must score right here. Good face-off win, just wide.
Just wide of the post. That close. Battled for it on the half wall. Huge hit. SJ still in possession. Yakuri. Patience. Shot on. Not sure if that actually hit Hanselino or not, but a good opportunity nonetheless. One back behind the net. Cleared all the way down. As HAVU survive. Again, a rough first 4.5 to 5 minutes here for HAVU Gaming, but can SJ Gaming take advantage of it? Keskitalo couldn't hold it. Terity having a bit of trouble. It gets kicked all the way back down. 25 to go. On the man advantage here for SJ.
For the most part right now, SJ's passing looking much more crisp than it's ever looked right there, and their decision-making much better as well. But they don't capitalize on the power play, but they've gained a little momentum here at the beginning of this third. Can they build on it?
Back to 5-on-5. Puck in the corner. Yakuri going to battle for it. Big hit there. No call. Keskitalo still in possession. Loses it again. And again, SJ Gaming not able to make the most of that opportunity. Big hit there from Yakuri yet again. Puck now in the corner. Pawanso battling for it. Finds its way back to Yakuri. Now drop back to the defenseman Terity. Has trouble. Nearly turns it over to Flyer Kungan for a one-on-one opportunity at the goaltender. A rough break there. Crisis very narrowly avoided for SJ. Chance here again for HAVU. Not able to hold on to it. Another opportunity perhaps off the turnover. SJ Gaming playing with fire right now. Third period halfway gone. SJ Gaming still looking for their first goal. Here's Pawanso on the rush. Opportunity. Tries to go back. Secondary chance for Flyer Kungan. He's able to find the space. He's able to beat Hiatala on the far post. And it seemed like it was just a matter of time. HAVU Gaming have their third, and this game seemingly out of reach.
Yep, SJ Gaming had a window. They did very well at the beginning of the period. Then they got that power play. If they were able to capitalize, this could look much different. But HAVU jumped right back into the driver's seat. They saw SJ was getting desperate. They saw that they started to get overly aggressive, perhaps, and all of a sudden, HAVU with an odd man going back the other way, making no mistake on the second chance and burying it. This game looks to be out of reach, barring a miracle.
Flyer Kungan with the goal, his second of the game, in possession here again. Throws it in front for Pawanso. Goes just wide. Nasu back down low for Pawanso. Throws it in front off the pads of Hiatala. Still scrambling for it. But the netminder able to come up with it. 7:40 to go here in the third period of our second game, our final game of this broadcast. HAVU Gaming right now looking to pull off the double over SJ Gaming to go perfect 10-0 on the season. Looking to stay undefeated. Shot on Viliku, and the rebound was there. Terity comes up with it. HAVU still in possession yet again. Puck thrown in front. Scramble for it. Keskitalo having trouble. It ends up out of the SJ Gaming zone. But HAVU still pressuring. Nasu, the self-pass for a burst of speed. Powanzo has it back in front. A little bit of an extra pass there. Shot on, deflects wide, but straight into the awaiting arms of Powanzo. Another opportunity, and there's the goal. HAVU Gaming scores another one. Fantastically done. Ultimately not the prettiest goal in the world, but SJ Gaming just cannot stop the bleeding.
No, they can't. And HAVU, they're just a team that when they sense that you're weak, they will jump on you and they will keep attacking. And that's just what they're doing right now. Attack, attack, attack. They are hounds on these loose pucks. Hounds on the puck carriers. They do not let up. And that is the mark of a good team. Some teams want to sit back and defend. Not HAVU. They want more.
Powanzo looking for the highlight reel goal following his second goal of the game as well. The wingers getting it done for HAVU. Have to feel bad for Hiatala. Just kind of a broken play that leads to the goal. Chance shot. Rebound is there. Handled well by Terity, but again, broken play is absolutely work. You'll take what you can get. HAVU back in possession. 3.5 to go. Dominointi finds Powanzo. Has the space. Can't pull the trigger. Second chance for Dominointi. Off the pass from Flyer Kungan, but it doesn't go. Powanzo back in possession after the point. Slap shot save by Hiatala, robbing Nasu. He plays it out. I think SJ Gaming just looking to get this game over and done with. A little bit of trouble here. Powanzo again, space behind the defense. Spins back, cuts again. Back to the point and again down low. Back out to the left-hand side. Final minute of play here. Villikun having a little bit of trouble. Couple of passes here from SJ Gaming, just looking for a goal here. Just a matter of pride. 45 seconds to go. They cannot find a way into the HAVU zone. They do here now, though. Ultimately, Abali the move. Can't pull the trigger on the follow-up, though. Kept in well by Abali. Tries to throw it back in front again, and that is just not an option against HAVU. Flyer Kungan the move. Tried to find Powanzo. Couldn't do it. Big stretch pass. The race here. Hanselino comes up with it. Dumps it out. Straight into the arms of Flyer Kungan. Now Powanzo. The chance. Sauce off the pad. Saved by Hiatala. Throw him back in front for Dominointi. He couldn't pull the trigger. Shot on again. Deflects wide. Final 10 seconds. SJ Gaming, not the result that they were looking for here tonight. Chance late for Terity. Poked away, thrown back in front and wide. HAVU Gaming, hold on. They are a perfect 10-0 on the season. Spectacularly done. Back-to-back shutouts. And again, just phenomenal fashion. Hanselino shuts the door. Sin, I mean, again, we're going to have our own talking points here as far as how that went down. But ultimately, again, just a tremendous team performance from HAVU Gaming. Like I said, a lot of talking points coming out of that game. But I mean, what else can you say? We talked about it. HAVU Gaming, this is their revenge tour.
Yeah.
And right now, they are absolutely, I mean, again, in terms of undefeated teams, there are 2 left. So we don't have the result of Jyväskylä's final game, their 10th game ultimately. But HAVU Gaming, beyond impressive, back-to-back shutouts of the 3rd best team in the league heading into tonight's action.